since 1936. Local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. Also brought to you by Rocket Industrial, the Wausau West Warrior Diamond Club, the Wausau West Athletic Department, the Weld Riley Law Firm, and attorney Matt Meyer. It's time now for Warrior Baseball on your home for Wausau West Sports. Wausau Area Sports. And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports. Today, we've got some bonus baseball. We have the regularly scheduled Wisconsin Valley Conference matchup between the Wausau West Warriors and the DC Everest Evergreens. But also, to start things off, we will have the conclusion of the suspended game. We were here back on April the 17th when the Warriors and the Evergreens met on a day that we probably all remember as the day the tornadoes came through the area. And, of course, that was much more important in terms of our community. But we did have a baseball game that started early on that Friday, April the 17th. In fact, we moved it up 4 hours to try to beat the weather. And it looked like we would have, except it went extra innings. It was a game where DC Everest jumped out to a 5-0 lead, scoring twice in the first and 3 more in the second. But the Warriors would come back, scoring once in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, and 2 in the sixth to tie it up at 5. Neither team would score in the bottom of the 6th or the 7th innings. And then the Warriors came to the plate in the top of the 8th inning. And with 2 outs, they had the bases loaded. And then the lightning came. Before the rain, before the tornadoes, the lightning came that shut down the game. Alex Capitz was at the plate, had a count of 1 ball and 1 strike with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the top of the 8th when things came to a halt. So we will start off right there in the top of the 8th inning in just a few minutes, and then the regularly scheduled game. The Warriors, they had a nice win on Tuesday over DC Everest, winning by a score of 4-2. Ty Teske pitched an outstanding game, giving up just 2 runs, 1 of which was earned on 3 base hits, struck out 7, and did not walk a batter. Warriors took advantage of some DC Everest miscues. 3 of the 4 Wausau West runs were unearned, so the Warriors played a solid game, took advantage of DC Everest mistakes, and ended the Evergreens' 5-game win streak. So the Warriors, who have now won 2 in a row, to improve to 4-9 overall, 2-5 in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. Evergreens are 5-3 overall. They are 3-2 in the conference. We will get you ready for the start of the suspended game coming up. But first, we'll hear from the head coach of the Wausau West Warriors. I'll talk to John Albee coming up next. It is Wausau West and DC Everest High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Too early to start thinking boats. Once the season starts, you want to be ready. So, what's your boat? A boat for fishing? Boat for skiing? A pontoon boat for partying? Or are you thinking personal watercraft? Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union, the leader in financing fun. Great rates, great service, great fun. Local lenders lending local money. Quick and easy loan approval. It's the way financing should be. Stop in and visit with a CCU lender even before you hit the marina. CCU can set you up with a great rate financing approval, so when you find your boat, you're ready to float. The season's just too short not to enjoy every moment you can on the water. Check it out and stop in. Call or apply online at ccuwausau.com. Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union. We finance fun.
Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball continues on Wausau Area Sports as the Warriors take on the DC Everest Evergreens. Round number 2+ in this battle this week. Warriors beat the Evergreens on Tuesday at West by a score of 4-2. Today over at Simon Field at DC Everest for the regularly scheduled game and also the completion of the suspended game from April 17th. Chad Holmes along with head coach John Albee. And coach, Tuesday, it was a real solid effort for your team. I thought you did, we talk about fundamental baseball. You got good pitching. I think you got timely hitting. You played better defense than DC Everest did. And in the end, it was a real solid win against a good baseball team.
Yeah, it was good to see our team play a full baseball game. You know, all aspects were really good. So it was nice. Ty did a great job on the mound. defense backed them up real well, and then the bats were going well enough to get some runs and took advantage of a couple of their mistakes and ended up in a win. So that was great.
Ty Teske has been on the upward scale. He had a couple tough starts to begin, was better against East, was even better against Rapids, and he really did put it together against against DC Everest. And one of the things that actually two of the things that really jumped out. Number one, no walks, and he jumped ahead of so many hitters, and also the way he finished to retire the last 8 batters in a row, and it was still very much a gettable game for DC Everest. He did everything right on Tuesday, didn't he?
Absolutely. That was one of the things we talked about before the game and prior to that week is get ahead. That's your number one priority, is getting ahead of the batters, get that first pitch strike, and he did that a lot of times and helped himself out, keeping the pitch count down. And like I said, the defense is there to help him out, so he did a fantastic job. And like you said, his upward trend is kind of going in the right direction. Unfortunately, we were hoping that would start sooner in the year, but hey, we're getting there, so we hope he can keep it moving.
Well, the thing about it is, if you get hot at the right time, you never so much you want to be able to win your conference and do all that good stuff. But boy, you want to really be playing well at the end of May and into June. Today is a different kind of day. Often you get into a game, you start it off and you kind of get a feel into it, and to start off a suspended game with a 1-1 count, the bases loaded, 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning of a tie game. There's no warm-up time here. This is about jumping into the deep end and trying to do something really quickly to earn a W.
Right. We'll get ready physically, but the mental part is where we need to make sure our guys are on point. They need to be feeling like they just came off their half of the inning on defense and get back into this situation and start right away being hot. So we'll hopefully Cappy can get a good at bat, or have a good at bat and get something in play and make something happen.
Going back to that game, that was, I thought, a significant game because you'd come off a tough loss against Stevens Point the previous night, and then they came here and it was 5-0 after 2 innings. I thought that game showed a little something about what this team could be, to come back, tied up, have a chance now to win this baseball game. Even, man, that was more than 2 weeks ago, but that was something that your team needed at the time, didn't they?
Yeah, we talk a lot about the mental side of it, and that's a huge part of baseball. Getting the beat by point the night before, but being able to climb back into this one against a solid team, built some confidence, got the kind of the attitude in the right direction, and everybody was kind of feeling pretty good about it. So our season has been, rough to begin with, but I feel like we're going in the right direction at the right time, and we can do some damage if we play the baseball that we're capable of playing.
And finally, on that note, you had a really solid game against Wittenberg on Friday, then a real solid game against Everest on Tuesday. Today, it's about building the blocks, isn't it? About building that wall of resistance against every opponent. And this is a chance to continue building, isn't it?
It is. This week in practice, we talked a lot about the process, not the results. If we take care of our process and build from one practice to the next and one game to the next and keep getting a little bit better at all the things we're trying to accomplish, our results are going to speak for themselves. We know we have the talent to win these games, so as long as we keep building in that direction and worrying about the steps to get there and we're not worrying about the end result, we'll get where we need to be.
Good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Head coach of the Warriors, John Albee, will come back, get you ready for the start of the suspended game, Wausau West and DC Everest. Top of the 8th inning, Warriors 5, Evergreens 5, bases loaded, 2 outs for Wausau West, and we'll get things going coming up here on Wausau Area Sports.
Rocket Industrial's mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com.
Thanks to the Wausau West Baseball Diamond Club for their support of our broadcast of Warrior Baseball on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Community support through the Diamond Club is crucial for our student athletes. All race funds directly benefit the program. The Diamond Club offers several advertising opportunities for local businesses and organizations to gain visibility while contributing to high school sports. For more information, go to wausauwestbaseball.com and click on Diamond Club. Thanks again to the Wausau West Diamond Club for helping bring Wausau West Warrior Baseball to you on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. thanks to the Wausau West Baseball Diamond Club for their support of our broadcast of Warrior Baseball on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Community support through the Diamond Club is crucial for our student athletes. All race funds directly benefit the program. The Diamond Club offers several advertising opportunities for local businesses and organizations to gain visibility while contributing to high school sports. For more information, go to wausauwestbaseball.com and click on Diamond Club. Thanks again to the Wausau West Diamond Club for helping bring Wausau West Warrior Baseball to you on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel.
Alcoholics Anonymous. We're here to help.
We're about to start the meeting. Welcome to anyone new.
For more information, visit aa.org and download the Meeting Guide app.
And Chad Holmes again here from DC Everest and Simon Field as we are nearly set to go as the Wausau West Warriors and the DC Everest Evergreens meet again as part of a busy week. Of course, this year, the Wisconsin Valley Conference, everybody faces the other schools 3 times instead of 2. This year, Merrill has left the conference. They are now members of the Great Northern Conference in all sports, so that meant there were only 6 teams remaining in the WVC. And in the end, decided that instead of just playing the regular round robin twice against each opponent, which would be 10 games, which would leave 14 non-conference games on the schedule to be filled, the conference athletic directors and the schools decided that they would face each other 3 times. So sometimes you'll go on the road twice and host the team once. Next year, Wausau West will host DC Everest twice. And then other times you'll have 2 home games against an opponent. Say this year the Warriors will host Wausau East twice and visit Wausau East once. Well, the first meeting occurred on April the 17th, which was suspended with a 5-5 tie game. So they're finishing it up today. And that means on the Wisconsin Valley Conference standings this week, 3 games basically between West and Everest. The Warriors won the first meeting 4-2 on Tuesday in Wausau, and now today got the regularly scheduled game and the completion of the suspended game. So an opportunity, if Wausau West wins the suspended game and the regular game, they would move into a virtual tie with DC Everest in the conference standings. Everest is 3-2 in the WVC. Wausau West, they are 2-5. So again, an opportunity if the Warriors, if all goes well here today, they would be able to get to 4-5 in the conference and really move themselves back into a nice situation as they had a slow start. And there's a youngster out there tossing the first pitch. Very excited and a very nice. He wants to go out there and he wants to keep pitching for the Evergreens, I think. Hey, he wants a big situation. Go out there with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. But again, I really like the idea of playing 3 times against each other in Wisconsin Valley Conference play. In fact, if you think back, and I'm old enough to remember back when the Wisconsin Valley Conference had 9 schools, there would be 16 conference games. So it's not unusual to play this many conference games. Right now, we are going to listen in to the playing of our national anthem. And our national anthem here from Simon Field at DC Everest. 50 degrees is the temperature, wind chill factor of 40. Compared to Tuesday, it feels almost balmy. I mean, it was very chilly. Wind chill was at, I believe, 34 degrees on Tuesday. Air temperature was at 45. So again, we're still in the early spring type weather as we get into the first full week of May. All right, just to recap where we are. Top of the 8th inning, Wausau West has 3 runners on base. Again, it's very unusual to start off a day like this, where it's a tie game, we're in extra innings, and a huge at-bat, which has already started. Alex Kapitz had a count of 1 ball and 1 strike when the Lightning came on April the 17th. So it is a situation, but he is not going to be facing the same pitcher. In fact, starting here on the mound for DC Everest is Carter Miller. He is the player they are scheduled to start in the regular game as well. So they're going to just have him come out, start this suspended game. I think they're hoping that it's maybe 1 batter, if all things go well for DC Everest, not use too many pitches, and then have him to start off in the regular game as well. For Wausau West, on the mound when things got finished up was Parker Monday, and I expect that Parker Monday will be back on the mound to start things off in the bottom half of the 8th inning for Wausau West. So again, Carter Miller will start things off at pitcher here for the Evergreens. He had been playing second base in the game back on the 17th when it came to an end. And it looks as though at second base here for the Evergreens is Ryan Schultz. Yep, that is Ryan Schultz at second base for DCE. So again, at first base is Brody Hall. Maddox Wyro is the shortstop. Aiden Hopt at third base. Cooper Ritchie in left field. Hayden Grzelski in center. Ty Rohde in right. Cole Van Slyke is the catcher for DCE. So let's jump right in. Big situation here. As starting things off for the Warriors will be Alex Kapitz. So see if Alex Kapitz can come up big. 3 out of 16 batting, 188 batting average on the season for the right-handed hitter. First pitch is on the inside corner for strike 2 called. Looking in, working out of the stretch is Carter Miller. Runners off third, second, and first. Long look by the right-hander. Sets at the belt. Here's the kick and the pitch. Inside, it hit him. A hit by pitch that will force in the lead run, and the Warriors take a 6-5 lead. That is an RBI, the hard and the easy way. So now top of the order for the Warriors, Cam Blasky, the right fielder. So Warriors able to get that lead run in. 6-5, top of the 8th inning. Miller's pitch. Down low for ball 1. Both these teams would just love to get this one. Boy, it makes the second game a little less pressurized. Because all of a sudden, if you lose this one, then you're in danger of getting swept in this mini doubleheader. 0-1. Swing and a miss. And the count evens up at 1-1. In this game, and we're going to call this game back on April the 17th, this is the first time the Warriors have led. They trailed the entirety of that game. 1-1. That is a little bit up for ball 2. Not much wind at this point. The flag in right center field. Pushing a little bit across towards left, but again, not much wind to speak of here to begin this game. Good hitters count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. There's a little roller, third base side, charging hard is Hopt. He's picks, he'll fire across. In time, just in time to get the out and get out of the inning. Nearly a swinging bunt single for the Warriors, but in the end, they do get that run across. The longest bases loaded situation we've seen, a little more than 2 weeks. But in the inning, going back to April the 17th, 1 run on 1 base hit. There were no Everest errors, and 3 runners left on base. Heading to the bottom half of the 8th inning, it is Wausau West 6, DC Everest 5. This is Warrior Baseball on Wausau Area Sports. The Weld Riley Law Firm of Wausau and attorney Matt Meyer is a supporter of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Matt and the attorneys at Weld Riley have a wide range of practical knowledge and litigation experience, enabling their firm to offer an unparalleled breadth of services and depth of talent in Wisconsin. Matt can help you in finding a legal solution in civil litigation, family law, personal injury, and more. Contact Matt Meyer at Weld Riley Law Firm in Wausau. Thanks to Weld Riley and Matt Meyer for their support of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. So now Parker Monday in line for the W for Wausau West. He will continue where he left off. He was the pitcher back on April the 17th. He came in and did a nice job. He got himself out of a major jam in the 6th with nobody out, runner on third. He was able to pitch out of it. On the season for Parker Monday, he has done an outstanding job on the mound. His season totals, 1 win and 1 loss, 13 2/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 of which have been earned, 10 walks, 9 strikeouts, and a 2.05 earned run average. So, again, he will try to shut down the Evergreens and do up for DC Everest. If my book is correct, it will be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, as I believe it will be Hayden Grzelski. Yep, it looks like he's in the on-deck circle. He came on in the middle of the game. And then the top of the order, Ty Rohde, and then Cooper Ritchie. So 6-5 Wausau West. Cooper Grzelski on the season is hitting .318, 7 hits and 22 at-bats. He has 2 runs batted in. Left-hander Parker Monday sets, working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Drops low and outside for ball 1. Alex Capitz, the left fielder. Miles Waldvogel in center. Cam Blasky in right. One ball, no strikes, and the pitch. On the outside corner for strike 1 called. Carson Thurs is at third base. Joe Gravine at short. Will Stengel, the second baseman, and Ty Teske is at first. 1-1. There's a pop over the first base dugout to into the screen and a strike. Rowan Robbins is the catcher for Wausau West. 6 runs on 4 base hits. No errors for Wausau West. 5 runs on 5 base hits. 2 errors for DC Everest. Parker Monday's 1-2. There's a looper towards right center field. Coming over, but not able to get there is Miles Waldvogel. And that will be a leadoff single for Grzelski for DC Everest. So now top of the order, and Ty Rohde. Ty Rohde, leading hitter for the Evergreens on the season. .433 batting average, 13 hits and 30 at-bats. He has no home runs and 6 runs batted in. Lefty on lefty. Pretty good lead by Grzelski. Here's the pitch. Down into the dirt for ball 1. Ty Rohde, going back to April 17th, had a couple of walks, a single, a pop-up, 1 for 2 officially, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Slightly open stance. Here's the pitch. Fouled it off his shoe. We talked about his shoes on Tuesday over at Wausau West. He had sort of a glow-in-the-dark sort of greenish shoes. Today he's got the reddish pink. Again, very noticeable for the left-handed box. Slightly open stance, waves the bat, hands up near the left ear hole. Parker Monday sets at the belt, kicks, deals. Right down the chute, taken for strike 2 called. Parker Monday jumping ahead of the first 2 hitters. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grzelski was able to get a 2-strike single and now try to get Ty Rohde. Peeks at the runner at first. Monday kicks, fires. Off the outside corner. And the count evens up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner on first. 6-5 is the lead for Wausau West. Parker Monday kicks and deals. And there's a foul ball again off the foot of Ty Rohde. Remains 2-2. Parker Monday had pitched an inning and 2/3 in the game on the 17th of April. Again, Grzelski leads off first. Pickoff, he had him leaning, but he gets back in head first. Again, that left-handed pickoff move can be such a big advantage. It holds that runner for that extra moment. Right on top of home plate is Ty Rohde. He waits. Parker Monday kicks and fires. That'll be fouled off third base side. Just missing the light stanchion near the DC Everest dugout. Remains 2-2. Well, Rohde's seen a number of pitches in this at-bat. Again, Rowan Robbins will set the target. Grzelski takes his lead. Another pop-up, third base side, again, out of play. Glad you can be with us here on Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. We will keep it right here between games, so no need to look for another stream. We will just keep our cameras on during the break as I get the lineups for game number 2. 2-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Well, that was a battle between Monday and Rohde, and in the end, Parker Monday paints the outside corner for out number 1. Up next for the Evergreens is their left fielder, Cooper Ritchie. Cooper Ritchie on the season, 11 hits and 28 at-bats, a .393 batting average, and a team-high 10 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. Low and outside for ball 1. Hardest outs of any game. In a 1-run game are those final 3. Well, 1 down, 2 to go for Parker Monday. Again, a pretty good lead by Grzelski over at first base. Here's Monday's pitch. Up and away for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Cole Van Slyke, the DC Everest catcher and number 3 hitter in the on-deck circle. Warriors will love to turn a double play here and not let Cole Van Slyke get to the plate. 2-0. There's a fly ball right center field. That's going to be a gapper, and that's going to probably, cutting it off. Then bobbled. Ball is loose in deep right center. Rounding third. Here comes Grzelski, and he is going to score. An RBI double to right center field for Cooper Ritchie. And the game is all even 6-6. And now the game-winning run in scoring position for the Evergreens. Nice job of hitting by Cooper Ritchie. He took that ball the other way right into the gap between Waldvogel and Blasky. Any chance of getting Grzelski was taken away with the bobble. And in fact, they will call an error on the bobble in right center field. Pitch is outside for ball 1. First error on the game for Wausau West. So take away the RBI, but it is still a hit in a tie game. So now the job for the Warriors is to try to retire the Evergreens and force a 9th inning. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup. Here's the kick and the 1-0. That's on the inner portion for a called strike 1. Cole Van Slyke has 7 hits and 32 at-bats this season, a .219 batting average, no home runs, and 6 runs batted in. Runner off second. Parker Monday sets at the belt. Kicks and fires. Ground ball up the middle. Dive and not able to get there, Stengel. Here comes the runner. Here comes the throw. And it will be not in time. and DC Everest wins. The Evergreens come back with 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning after the Warriors had taken the lead, and DC Everest pulls out a 7-6 victory over the Warriors. We will take a timeout, come back, recap this first game, the suspended game, and get you ready for the regularly scheduled game between the Warriors and the Evergreens. Final score in 8 innings, DC Everest 7, Wausau West 6. This is Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports. On Friday, the Wausau West High School softball team plays host to River Falls in a non-conference matchup. Watch all the action live on Wausau Area Sports, starting with the pregame show at 4:15 and the first pitch set for 4:30. Wausau West Warrior High School softball on Wausau Area Sports is brought to you by the Cloverbelt Credit Union. Since 1936, local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. Now open in Mosinee. Also brought to you by Rocket Industrial, the Wausau West Athletic Department, Weld Riley and Matthew Meyer, and Rib Mountain Financial Group and Tim Freiberg. It is Wausau West playing host to River Falls in high school softball. Friday, starting with the pregame show at 4:15, first pitch at 4:30 on your home for Wausau West Sports. Wausau Area Sports. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage of Wausau West High School sports on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks for watching on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel, but we'd like to see you out and about supporting Wausau West student athletes in action. To see a listing of upcoming events at Wausau West High School, go to WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. That's WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Chad Holmes again from Simon Field at DC Everest Senior High School, where in the completion of the suspended game of April the 17th, Wausau West pushes 1 run across in the top of the 8th, but then the Evergreens come back in the bottom half of the 8th inning and score twice to win it by a score of 7-6. So again, the RBI game-winning hit for Cole Van Slyke, ground ball. Stengo had a long way to go, tried to dive to try to keep the ball at least on the infield, couldn't quite get there. Miles Walvogel charged, made the pick, fired to the plate, but not in time to get the sliding Cooper Ritchie for the game-winning run. So for the Evergreens, that win will put them at 4-2 in the Wisconsin Valley Conference, 6-3 overall. While the Wausau West Warriors, they drop to 4-10 overall and 2-6 in the WVC. Well, we're going to have a short break here, and then we will start game number 2. I don't think very long. That was a very quick end to the suspended game. The teams are all warmed up, so there's no reason for much of a delay, but we'll just get the lineups. And then we will have, of course, again, I think the pitchers may want to warm up a little bit, but nevertheless, we will see what happens here. I'm not sure exactly how long this break between games will be, but we're going to keep it right here. Going to take a timeout, maybe find out some information here, and get the idea on exactly when we can expect the first pitch here for game number 2. So again, right now for the week, and for the season series, it's 1-1. The Warriors beat the Evergreens in Wausau on Tuesday by a score of 4-2. And now here in this suspended game, it is the Wausau West Warriors falling to the DC Everest Evergreens in 8 innings by a score of 7-6. But still plenty of baseball to come. And we'll take a timeout and come right back. This is Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Too early to start thinking boats. Once the season starts, you want to be ready. So, what's your boat? A boat for fishing? Boat for skiing? A pontoon boat for partying? Or are you thinking personal watercraft? Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union, the leader in financing fun. Great rates, great service, great fun. Local lenders lending local money. Quick and easy loan approval. It's the way financing should be. Stop in and visit with a CCU lender even before you hit the marina. CCU can set you up with a great rate financing approval, so when you find your boat, you're ready to float. The season's just too short not to enjoy every moment you can on the water. Check it out and stop in. Call or apply online at ccuwausau.com. Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union. We finance fun.
Rocket Industrial's mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side. By your side. And every day is a different day. Everything is in everything. Even when you think things can never ever be the same. Don't be scared of the world, I'll be here to stay. By your side. Even when your heart ain't listening, or your mind takes you a different way, towards a different path. All you gotta do is sit and ask. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
When the adults in a child's life talk early and often about the dangers of underage drinking, the message gets stronger every time.
I'll be by your side.
Talk. They hear you.
Back here again from DC Everest. We are in between games. We had the suspended game that ended rather quickly. Basically less than one inning, because we started with the Warriors at the plate in the top of the 8th inning with 2 outs and the bases loaded in a 5-5 game. Alex Capitz was hit by a pitch, forcing in a run to give the Warriors a 6-5 lead. Everest was then able to retire the Warriors. Carter Miller got the 3rd out. And then DC Everest scored twice in the bottom of the inning. Again, a double and an error allowed the Evergreens to get the first run to tie it up, as Cooper Ritchie hit the double for DC Everest. And that scored Grzelski to tie it up at 6 apiece. And then the Evergreens were able to win it on a Cole Van Slyke single that scored Cooper Ritchie and made it 7-6, and that is the final score. So DC Everest 7, Wausau West 6. Well, again, that is a significant win because, as I said earlier, if the Warriors could win both these games, they could move into a tie with DC Everest in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. Instead, Everest stays right there in the mix at the top of the conference. They are now 4-2 in league. Coming into play today, Stevens Point was in first place in the WVC at 5-1. Marshfield 6-2. With that win, DC Everest is now 4-2. Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln is 4-4. Wausau West now 2-6, and Wausau East is 1-7. Other games in the Valley today: Stevens Point is at Wausau East. That game is underway over on the east side, and Stevens Point has jumped out to a 4-0 lead. The Panthers scored 4 times in the top of the first inning, so a 4-0 lead in the first inning for Stevens Point against Wausau East. And also today, Wisconsin Rapids is facing Marshfield. Rapids got a 2-1 win over Marshfield in their meeting on Tuesday. That knocked Marshfield out of first place in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. And right now, Marshfield is hosting Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln. That game is in the bottom of the first inning. Wisconsin Rapids scored 3 times in the top of the inning. Marshfield has scored once in the bottom of the inning, and they have the bases loaded and nobody out. So after a 2-1 pitchers duel on Tuesday between Rapids and Marshfield, 3-1. It looks like that one's going to be a higher scoring game in the first inning than it was, and in fact is, than that game on Tuesday was as well. So again, that's the action going on right now in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. We are going to take a break. I am just receiving the lineup, so we are pretty close to going for game number 2 of this matchup between the Warriors and the DC Everest Evergreen. So we are going to take a timeout, come back, give you the lineups, and I think be ready to go for game number 2 of this Wisconsin Valley Conference kind of doubleheader. Again, 7-6 DC Everest over Wausau West in game number 1, the end of the suspended game. And we'll have the Warriors and the Evergreens in game number 2 coming up next. This is high school baseball on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks to the Wausau West Baseball Diamond Club for their support of our broadcast of Warrior Baseball on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Community support through the Diamond Club is crucial for our student athletes. All race funds directly benefit the program. The Diamond Club offers several advertising opportunities for local businesses and organizations to gain visibility while contributing to high school sports. For more information, go to WausauWestBaseball.com and click on Diamond Club. Thanks again to the Wausau West Diamond Club for helping bring Wausau West Warrior Baseball to you on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for kids, teens, or young adults. It's just not.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals and volatile organic compounds into your body.
And nicotine, the same highly addictive substance found in regular cigarettes.
Nicotine can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
Affecting learning, memory, attention, and impulse control, and priming the brain for other addictions.
Vaping products also come in kid-friendly flavors that can make them appealing to youth.
And many kids also use other drugs, like marijuana, in vaping devices.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media,
many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping, because when you talk, they hear you.
On Friday, the Wausau West High School softball team plays host to River Falls in a non-conference matchup. Watch all the action live on Wausau Area Sports, starting with the pregame show at 4:15 and the first pitch set for 4:30. Wausau West Warrior High School softball on Wausau Area Sports is brought to you by the Cloverbelt Credit Union. Since 1936, local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. Now open in Mosinee. Also brought to you by Rocket Industrial, the Wausau West Athletic Department, Weld Riley and Matthew Meyer, and Rib Mountain Financial Group and Tim Freiberg. It is Wausau West playing host to River Falls in high school softball. Friday, starting with the pregame show at 4:15, first pitch at 4:30, on your home for Wausau West Sports, Wausau Area Sports. It's time for Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports. Warrior Baseball is brought to you by the Cloverbelt Credit Union. Since 1936, local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. Also brought to you by Rocket Industrial, the Wausau West Warrior Diamond Club, the Wausau West Athletic Department, the Weld Riley Law Firm, and attorney Matt Meyer. It's time now for Warrior Baseball on your home for Wausau West Sports, Wausau Area Sports. And Chad Holmes again here from DC Everest as we are set for game number 2 between the Warriors and the Evergreens. And I am writing down right now our lineups. And if you will give me a moment here, I'm going to just get these lineups in and we'll pass them along to you as well. But this is, again, a significant game. This is the third game of the week, basically, in terms of the standings between these squads. And if you get 2 out of 3 against a good opponent, if you're Wausau West, and of course DC Everest, a very good opponent, they have won 6 of the last 7 games, you feel good about it. But it puts a little bit more pressure. As I said, whoever's going to win that game, the first game, the suspended game, you would feel a lot better going into this one. And you could just feel I think the energy pick up for DC Everest after those 2 RBI hits that gave them the W. And now the Warriors have to reset and be able to just put that one in the rearview mirror and just move forward. So again, lots to play for. And the same pitchers will actually start here in game number 2. So again, I want to try to get these lineups in before we actually start the game, because it makes it a lot easier if I do that. I've never been a fan of the doubleheaders. I am a fan of the doubleheaders, actually, except for one thing, is that there's such little time between the end of the first game and the start of the second game where the coaches make up their mind on exactly what the lineup is going to be. And then they have to get it to their opponents and also to the umpires and to me as well. And by the time I get it, you look out there, and in fact, you see right now, the warm-ups are being done, and we're ready for the next game. So again, glad you could be with us here for Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports. And again, if you have not already done so, please hit that subscribe button. Would appreciate that. Be able to make sure you don't miss any of our broadcasts. So again, you see that subscribe button on the YouTube page, just hit that, and we will make sure that you don't miss any of the action of high school sports. And right now here in the spring, baseball and softball on Wausau Area Sports. Carter Miller again on the mound. He was the winning pitcher, 1/3 of an inning. And Cam Blasky will lead things off. And one of the things I noticed, I was actually watching the first meeting of the teams back in April, and then I remember watching as well on Tuesday, is that Cam Blasky shakes the hand of the catcher, Cole Van Slyke. He's done that 3 different times now in the 3 meetings. But Carter Miller kicks and deals. There's a ground ball, third base side, scooped up. Now a fire across, on target, in time, and that is out number 1 for the Warriors in the top of the first inning. And Miles Waldvogel will come to the plate. He is the DH here in game number 2. So as a 5-3 put out, I'll get you the Wausau West lineup here in just a moment. Carter Miller's pitch, another hard liner off the mitt of the third baseman, deflected wide across, and he got him. Holy cow. Thought that was a base hit because it was ripped off the glove of Aiden Haupt, but then Maddox Wyro took the deflection and fired across to just barely get Miles Waldvogel. That is an outstanding play by Wyro. Again, that looked like a base hit all the way. 5-6-3 on the scoring. 2 pitches and 2 outs, and Joe Gravine coming to the plate. Pitch is off the outside corner for strike 1. Boy, oh boy. Again, Waldvogel hit that ball on the screws to the left-hand side. 1-0. Drops down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Give you the lineup and the defense here. Again, just kind of getting everything finished up here before we do start off this game. Getting all the score aspects on my sheet. 3-0 is the count. Let's give you the defense in the outfield for DC Everest. Cooper Ritchie is in left field. Hayden Grzelski in center. Ty Rohde is in right. Infield D in just a moment. Carter Miller sets, kicks, deals. That will bounce in there, and that's ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Joe Gravine. And the Warriors have their first base runner, and first baseman Ty Teske will come up next. Aiden Haupt is at third base. Maddox Wyro at shortstop. Ryan Schultz is at second base. Brody Hall, the first baseman. Cole Van Slyke is the catcher for DC Everest. Left-handed hitting Ty Teske. Carter Miller sets, kicks, deals. Check swing, but that's in there for strike 1 called. Ty Teske on the season, the second leading batting average for Wausau West. Actually, the third leading batting average. It's been a struggle for the Warriors at the plate. Ty, 8 of 35, 229 batting average, 5 RBI. Ground ball right to the second baseman. Picked up there by Scholes. He'll flip the first in time, and that will do it for the Warriors in the first inning. No runs on no base hits. There were no DC Everest errors and 1 runner left on base. End of 1/2 inning. It is Wausau West nothing. DC Everest coming to the plate. We're going to keep it right here, and I'm going to give you those lineups I've been promising you while we have a moment. And also try to make sure my camera doesn't fall down. Again, we'll get there. But let's look at the Wausau West starting lineup. Batting order. Cam Blasky, center field, bats first. Miles Wallvogel, the designated hitter, hits second. Joe Gravine, the shortstop, hitting third. Ty Teske, the first baseman, bats fourth. Marshall Helke, he is at first base. Marshall Helke's in right field, batting fifth. Carson Thurs, the third baseman, bats sixth. Rowan Robbins, the catcher, bats seventh. Alex Capitz is in left field, batting eighth. Will Stengel, the second baseman, bats ninth, and Parker Monday, the pitcher, is not in the batting order. So again, the batting order for the Warriors: Cam Blasky, Miles Wallvogel, Joel Gravine, Ty Teske, Marshall Helke, Carson Thurs, Rowan Robbins, Alex Capitz, and Will Stengel. The DC Everest batting order. Leading things off for the Evergreens is Hayden Grzelski. He is the center fielder. Batting second for Everest is left fielder Cooper Ritchie. Cole Van Slyke, the catcher, bats third. Batting fourth, the second baseman, Ryan Scholes. Aiden Haupt is the third baseman. He is batting fifth. Batting sixth, starting in right field, is Ty Rohde. Cade Felch, the designated hitter, bats seventh. Maddox Wyrolt, the shortstop, bats eighth. Brody Hall, the first baseman, hits ninth. And Carter Miller, the pitcher, is not in the batting order. So Hayden Grzelski, who was part of that rally for the Evergreens in the bottom of the 8th inning to win the first game, the suspended game, will lead things off. Here's Parker Monday's pitch. There's a liner towards second base, taken on a hop by Will Stengel. He'll flip the first in time for out number 1. All right, let's make an adjustment. You're seeing how the sausage is made right here, but stepping in now is Cooper Ritchie for DC Everest. So 1 up and 1 down on 1 pitch in the bottom of the first inning. Parker Monday fires. That will float in over the inside corner for strike 1 called. Looking into his catcher, Rowan Robbins, will give you the Wausau West infield D here in just a moment. Sets at the belt, kicks and fires. Right on the outside corner for strike 2 called. Outfield for the Warriors. Left field is Alex Capitz. Cam Blasky in center. Marshall Helke in right. Carson Thurs at third base. Joe Gravine is the shortstop. Will Stengel at second base. Ty Teske at first. Rowan Robbins is the catcher. 0-2 pitch from Parker Monday is outside for ball 1. No score. Bottom half of the first inning. Warriors and the DC Everest Evergreens. Pitch is down low, evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed batter, right-handed thrower. Robbins will put down the fingers and set the target. Monday, 2-2. Inside corner for strike 3 called. So 2 up and 2 down for Everest, and that will bring up the hero of the suspended game, Cole Van Slyke. Van Slyke had the ground ball single to center field that scored the game-winning run, gave Everest a 7-6 victory. So Van Slyke now 8 out of 33 batting on the season, 7 RBI. Lefty against lefty. That's on the outer portion of the plate for strike one called. Again, Monday looks in. He's been so solid coming out of the bullpen this year, but now getting the start. Pitch is off the outside corner. Ball one. Senior for the Evergreens, Cole Van Slyke. Multi-sport standout for DC Everest. Monday's again ready, kicks and fires. Floats a little bit up and out of the strike zone, and that's ball two. Thanks to our sponsors, including Rocket Industrial, terrific supporter of our broadcast of high school sports here on Wausau Area Sports. Also the Wausau West Diamond Club, thanks to their support of our broadcast as well. There's a fly ball towards left center field, and that's going to drop in there for a base hit. So Cole Van Slyke hits one to left center for a base knock, first base hit of the game. And a runner on first, 2 outs for Ryan Scholes. They called Zach Depke. Oh, they said Depke's going to be the courtesy runner. It is Ryan Scholes at the plate. Sun is shining, so it actually feels pretty nice. Again, the temperature is probably not to where we would normally like to see it here in early May, but still very pleasant afternoon for high school baseball. I'm glad you're spending part of your late afternoon with us here on Wausau Area Sports. Monday's pitch. Inside corner for strike one called. Warriors will be in action tomorrow as well. Busy week. They will have a non-conference game against Columbus Catholic. It'll be at the Wausau West High School field. Depke leads off first. Pickoff move, and he'll dive back in head first. That game tomorrow, 5 o'clock. We'll not have it here on Wausau Area Sports. I'll be with the softball team tomorrow. Wausau West softball against River Falls. 4:15 airtime again at the Wausau West softball diamond tomorrow. So if you want to see the Warriors, come on out. Should be a nice afternoon. I think in the lower 60s tomorrow. Pitch is down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Rowan Robbins putting down the fingers, setting the target. There's a line drive into left field. Drops in front of Alex Capitz for a base hit. So back-to-back singles for Everest with 2 outs. Runners on first and second now for Aiden Haupt. First scoring opportunity of the game. First runner in scoring position goes to DC Everest. Aiden Haupt, 6 out of 27 batting this season, .222 average, no home runs, and 3 runs batted in. Pitch is up and out of the strike zone for ball one. All white today for the Evergreens. Dark green numerals outlined in gold. Warriors wearing the dark blue jerseys with the gold numerals outlined in white and the white baseball pants. Ball and no strikes. On the inner portion of the plate, called strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners lead off second and first. Parker Monday's ready. Sets at the belt. 2 looks back at the runner at second. Comes home. There's a ground ball to the right-hand side in the hole into right field for a base hit. Runner rounds third. Here comes the throw. It will be cut off. And DC Everest with 3 consecutive singles here in the bottom of the first inning takes a 1-0 lead. Serving that one, not overly hard hit ball by Aiden Haupt, but right in the proper spot between second baseman Will Stengel and first baseman Ty Teske. Neither one of those players could get to it. And now runners on first and second for Ty Rohde. Here's the pitch. There's a liner, and that's going to be trouble. Right center field, that's in there, and that could score two. Deep in left center, picked up by Cam Blasky. One run is in. Here comes the second runner. Scoring as well will be Aiden Haupt, and it's 3-0 DC Everest. Well hit ball by Rohde, right in the gap in left center field between Capitz and Blasky. And a big two-out rally for Everest here in the bottom of the first inning. The first two batters were retired, and then all of a sudden, 4 consecutive batters on base safely for Everest. 3 singles, and now the 2 RBI double by Ty Rohde. And then advancing on an error to third base as well as Kate Felch comes to the plate. Fastball in there for strike one called. So the double and then the error allowing the runner to advance to third base. Here's Monday's pitch. And there's a fly ball, well hit left field. Back is Capitz, way back near the wall, goes up and makes the grab as he goes into the fence in deep left field. Well hit ball by Felch, but just a long out. Evergreens do get 3 in the inning. 3 runs on 4 base hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. End of 1. DC Everest 3, Wausau West nothing. This is Warrior Baseball on Wausau Area Sports. The Weld Riley Law Firm of Wausau and attorney Matt Meyer is a supporter of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Matt and the attorneys at Weld Riley have a wide range of practical knowledge and litigation experience, enabling their firm to offer an unparalleled breadth of services and depth of talent in Wisconsin. Matt can help you in finding a legal solution in civil litigation, family law, personal injury, and more. Contact Matt Meyer at Weld Riley Law Firm in Wausau. Thanks to Weld Riley and Matt Meyer for their support of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks to the Wausau West Baseball Diamond Club for their support of our broadcast of Warrior Baseball on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Community support through the Diamond Club is crucial for our student athletes. All race funds directly benefit the program. The Diamond Club offers several advertising opportunities for local businesses and organizations to gain visibility while contributing to high school sports. For more information, go to WausauWestBaseball.com and click on Diamond Club. Thanks again to the Wausau West Diamond Club for helping bring Wausau West Warrior Baseball to you on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Top of the second inning, DC Everest 3, Wausau West nothing. For the Warriors, Marshall Helke will lead things off, then Carson Thurs and Rowan Robbins against pitcher Carter Miller for Everest. Here's the pitch, and that is on the outer portion of the plate for strike one called. Well, the Warriors were down 5-0 here at Simon Field back on the 17th of April, came back and ultimately took the lead in the 8th inning today. So they'll try to do it again here, come back from an early deficit. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Marshall Helke, right-handed batter. Miller looks in. Cole Van Slyke will set the target. Here's the kick and the pitch. And there's a ground ball falling down at second, trying to get his feet, but knocking it down and not able to control it was Ryan Scholes. And safe at first will be Marshall Helke. So an error on the second baseman, Ryan Scholes. And the Warriors get a good start here in the top of the second inning. Carson Thurs comes up next for the Warriors. Right-handed batter. Here's the pitch. And that's in there for strike one called. Carson Thurs, 7 hits in 38 at-bats, 6 runs batted in on the season. Off the end of the bat on that cut, that's a foul ball. And Miller coming out throwing strikes, getting ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. John Albee going through his signs in the third base coach's box for Wausau West. Wind has started to kick up a little bit, right now blowing in from right center field. Marshall Helke takes his lead off first base. Miller's pitch. Drops into the dirt, bounces to the right, but getting to it quickly is Cole Van Slyke. Not far enough away for the runner to advance. 1 ball, then 2 strikes. Short lead at first by Helke. Being held by Brody Hall. Miller's pitch. Just getting a piece of that ball in the outside part of the plate is Carson Thurs. Stays alive at 1-2. Thanks to the Clover Belt Credit Union for their support of our broadcast of Wausau West Warrior High School baseball. Clover Belt Credit Union since 1936. Local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Hard breaking ball from Carter Miller. His first strikeout and the first out of the inning. Up next for the Warriors is catcher Rowan Robbins. .211 batting average, 8 hits and 38 at-bats this season, has no home runs and 3 runs batted in. Carter Miller working out of the stretch. Here's the kick and the pitch. Right down the chute, taken for strike 1 called. (3-0). DC Everest with the lead. Top of the second inning. 1 out, runner on first for the Warriors. There's a little roller, foul third base side. And once again, Carter Miller jumping ahead. Right now, he's been very effective in getting ahead. Miller has a 2-1 record on the season. 17 innings pitched coming into play today. An ERA of 4.62. There's a high fly ball right center field. Hayden Grzelski goes over. He'll make the call, make the grab, and that is out number 2. Runner remains on first base for left fielder Alex Capitz. Alex Capitz was at the plate when we got things underway in the suspended game. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning, was hit by a pitch to force in a run. And there's a chopper, foul third base side, strike 1. Thought maybe for at least a few moments that might be the game-winning play, but Everest was able to come from behind and score twice in the bottom of the 8th, in case you joined us late, and win that suspended game by a score of 7-6. Carter Miller inside, backing away from it is Alex Capitz. And the count evens up at 1-1. There's a ground ball to the right-hand side. Scholes will pick. He'll grab and then flip the first in time for out number 3. So the Warriors get the leadoff man on that error, but cannot do anything after that. No runs on 1 base hit. No runs on no base hits. There was an error, and 1 runner left on base. End of an inning and a half. It is DC Everest 3, Wausau West nothing. This is Wausau West Warrior High School baseball on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage of Wausau West High School sports on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks for watching on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel, but we'd like to see you out and about supporting Wausau West student athletes in action. To see a listing of upcoming events at Wausau West High School, go to WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. That's WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage on Wausau Area Sports. On Friday, the Wausau West High School softball team plays host to River Falls in a non-conference matchup. Watch all the action live on Wausau Area Sports, starting with the pregame show at 4:15 and the first pitch set for 4:30. Wausau West Warrior High School softball on Wausau Area Sports is brought to you by the Cloverbelt Credit Union. Since 1936, local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. Now open in Mosinee. Also brought to you by Rocket Industrial, the Wausau West Athletic Department, Weld Riley and Matthew Meyer, and Rib Mountain Financial Group and Tim Freiberg. It is Wausau West playing host to River Falls in high school softball. Friday, starting with the pregame show at 4:15, first pitch at 4:30 on your home for Wausau West Sports. Wausau Area Sports. Bottom of the second inning, DC Everest coming to the plate, leading the Warriors by a score of 3-0. Maddox Wyro will lead things off for Everest. 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Brody Hall in the on-deck circle. Hayden Grzelski in the hole. Parker Monday starting his second inning. Here's the pitch, up and out of the strike zone for ball one. Everest scored their 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning after the first 2 batters were retired. 4 consecutive hits pushed across 3 runs. Here's the pitch, up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Long look in, working out of the stretch in all situations. It's Parker Monday, kicks and deals. Just off the outside corner, and that's ball 3. (3-0) right in there for a called strike 1. One thing the Warriors have not done in the games this week against DC Everest is issue any walks. Ty Teske went the distance on Tuesday, did not issue any walks. And that one's on the outside corner for strike 2, so the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The thing about it is if you don't allow walks, that makes the job of retiring the opponent so much easier. Cannot afford to give up those free passes. Here comes the payoff pitch. Line drive into center field for a base hit. So Maddox Wyro leads things off for the Evergreens with a base knock here in the bottom of the second. Brody Hall, number 9 hitter. First baseman due up next, but first we're going to get a slow walk to the pitcher's mound and see whether or not we do have a change here early on. It looks as though Coach John Albee is going to take the baseball, and we will have a change here in the bottom of the second inning. One runner on, runner on first, and nobody out for the Evergreens in the bottom of the second. It is DC Everest 3, Wausau West nothing. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up next. This is Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Too early to start thinking boats. Once the season starts, you want to be ready. So, what's your boat? A boat for fishing? Boat for skiing? A pontoon boat for partying? Or are you thinking personal watercraft? Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union, the leader in financing fun. Great rates, great service, great fun. Local lenders lending local money. Quick and easy loan approval. It's the way financing should be. Stop in and visit with a CCU lender even before you hit the marina. CCU can set you up with a great rate financing approval, so when you find your boat, you're ready to float. The season's just too short not to enjoy every moment you can on the water. Check it out and stop in. Call or apply online at ccuwausau.com. Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union. We finance fun.
Bottom of the second inning, new pitcher here for the Warriors as Parker Helke will take over in the circle here for the Warriors. In the circle. I'm getting my softball terms mixed up there. Mixture of baseball and softball this spring. But Parker Helke, the new pitcher here for Wausau West. Parker Helke on the season has thrown very well. His sixth appearance has a 0-1 record, 15 in the third innings pitched, 21 hits, 13 runs, 11 earned, 9 strikeouts, 4 walks, a 5.02 earned run average. So Brody Hall steps in, number 9 hitter for the Evergreens, runner on first, nobody out. The right-hander working out of the stretch. Runner leads off first. Here's the pitch. Drops at the bottom of the strike zone at the knees for strike one called. Brody Hall, .240 batting average, 6 hits and 25 at-bats this season, has 7 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive to center field, in there for another base hit. Boy, Everest is hitting the ball right on the screws so far in this game. These are not soft hits. These are balls that are hit right in the middle of the bat on the barrel. And now Everest with 6 base hits already. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Top of the order, and Hayden Grzinski. He grounded to second base back in the first. 0 for 1. Runners take their leads. Here's the pitch, and it will be fouled off on a bunt attempt. No balls and 1 strike. Bundled up is Hayden Grzinski, has the sweatshirt on underneath. See the little hoodie right below his helmet in the back. Parker Helke kicks and deals. That'll be fouled back to the screen on the right-hand side. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow it is high school softball. The Wausau West Warriors and River Falls will be with you from the Wausau West High School Diamond, starting with the pregame show at 4:15 and the first pitch at 4:30. That's Warrior softball tomorrow right here on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Outfield playing slightly to pull. There's a defensive cut, slow roller third base side. It'll be a foul ball. Remains no balls and 2 strikes. Everest had a 5-game winning streak snapped on Tuesday in that 4-2 win by the Warriors. They had not lost since their first 2 games of the season. In fact, their 3 losses have all been tight games. They lost 6-5 to Wanakee to open things up. They fell 7-6 at Marshfield, and then 4-2 on Tuesday to West. 6-3 overall. Foul tip right off the chest protector, I think, of the umpire. Also got a piece of Rowan Robbins as well, but still nothing in 2. Again, a little bit cool, but still pretty comfortable as long as you were prepared. And I bundled up myself here again today, but it is a bit warmer than it was on Tuesday. Expected to be a little bit warmer as well tomorrow for all the action, whether at the West Baseball Diamond when the Warriors take on Columbus Catholic, or at the Softball Diamond where West hosts River Falls. There's a little looper to the right-hand side coming in. Teskey. Oh, and he slips. He flips it, and not in time. And now rounding third and out at the plate was Wyro. It was a little cue shot to the right-hand side. Teskey got it, then slipped, and then flipped it to the bag. It was late, and not hesitating was Maddox Wyro around third. But the Warriors were able to get him at the plate. Going to third on the play was Hall, and at second now is Hayden Grzinski. Have not seen an indication on what that is going to be called. Will that be an infield hit, or will that be some sort of error? It has not been. It's a hit. It's an infield hit for Hayden Grzinski. But 1 out, runners now on second and third for Cooper Ritchie. Parker Helke's pitch misses a little bit inside for ball 1. Cooper Ritchie was part of that rally in the bottom of the 8th inning in the suspended game to help Everest win. He struck out looking his first time up here in this game. Hands up high. He waits. Pitches a fastball off the inside corner for ball 2. So now a good hitter's count for Cooper Ritchie with a pair of runners in scoring position. 2 balls and no strikes. Runners take their leads. Target has been set by Rowan Robbins. Here's Helke's pitch. Drops a little bit low and inside, and that's ball 3. Cole Van Slyke, the number 3 hitter and catcher for DC Everest, waits on deck. Parker Helke's ready. Here's the fire. Fastball, just a tad high apparently, and that's ball 4. That will load the bases for Everest for Cole Van Slyke. Well, Van Slyke has already had himself a pretty full afternoon and has just started. He had that RBI single that scored the game-winning run in the suspended game, and then he started that 3-run rally for Everest in the bottom of the first with a single that came around to score the first run. Pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Wind again pushing in. It's a big outfield. Again, it's I have not seen, I can't remember the last home run I've seen here. We saw a couple of balls go pretty deep here today, but it will take a real shot to get one out of here. Fastball, inside corner for a called strike. 1 ball, 1.
Rocket into
Riley. Apologize there. We had a little technical issue for a moment, but I think we are back. Just in case you missed it, the last batter, Cole Van Slyke, lined a single into center field, scored 2 runs. Cooper Ritchie tried to get to third, but he was thrown out for the second out of the inning. So a runner on first, 2 men out. Ryan Scholes at the plate for the Evergreens, and they lead 5-0. Fastball off the inside corner. And the count goes to 2-0. This is exactly the point. It was 5-0 in the first meeting of the season between these teams. So Warriors came back in that one. This game is not anywhere close to being over. Pitch is down low for ball 3. In the game on April the 17th, in that game, the Evergreens scored 2 in the first and then 3 in the second to lead 5-0, but then the Warrior pitchers were able to shut them down the rest of the way until the 8th. And there's a 3-0 pitch that's in there for strike 1 called. Trying to battle his way back in this at-bat is Parker Helke. The right-hander kicks and deals. There's a swing and a foul ball down the third base side. But it has been a rough start for the Warriors. 5-0 DC Everest here in the bottom of the second inning. And again, the Warriors, I think, are a little fortunate because Everest, all 5 of their batters in this inning have reached base. 4 on singles and 1 on a walk. But 2 Everest runners have been thrown out on the base paths. 1 at home plate and 1 at third base. There goes the runner from first. Pitches down low. Goes between the legs of Rowan Robbins. Rounding second, but holding right there is Depke, the runner. Zach Depke is the courtesy runner for the Evergreens. So now runners on first and second for DC Everest. 2 outs. And Aiden Haupt coming to the plate. right now the Warriors just need to stop the bleeding. Again, as I said, it's one of those situations where the Warriors have shown the ability to come back from behind, and there's a fastball for strike one called. The DC Everest softball team is over in Bayport today, and they are leading Bayport in the bottom of the 7th inning, 8-7. So Everest beat West in softball on Tuesday night, 16-6, as that pitch is down low and inside for a ball. It's quite a offensive showcase. I did the baseball game on Tuesday, then came over and watched the softball. Everest had 3 home runs in that softball win. Warriors had 2 home runs from Taylor Defner on their side, but Helke's pitch. There's a fly ball, well hit left field, going back, way back, but getting there and making a running grab is Alex Capitz for out number 3. Well, a well-hit ball by Aiden Hopp, but not well hit enough. As a nice running grab in deep left field from Alex Capitz to end the evergreen 2nd inning. For DC Everest in the 2nd, they score 2 runs on 4 base hits, no Warrior errors, and 2 runners left on base. End of 2 innings. It is DC Everest 5, Wausau West nothing. This is Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports. Firm of Wausau and attorney Matt Meyer is a supporter of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Matt and the attorneys at Weld Riley have a wide range of practical knowledge and litigation experience, enabling their firm to offer an unparalleled breadth of services and depth of talent in Wisconsin. Matt can help you in finding a legal solution in civil litigation, family law, personal injury, and more. Contact Matt Meyer at Weld Riley Law Firm in Wausau. Thanks to Weld Riley and Matt Meyer for their support of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. The Weld Riley Law Firm's
mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com.
Top of the 3rd inning, Warriors coming to the plate, trailing DC Everest by a score of 5-0. Will Stengel will lead things off for the Warriors. First pitch is low and outside from Carter Miller for ball 1. The 9, 1, and 2 hitters for Wausau West. Will Stengel, followed by Cam Blasky and Miles Walvogel. Here's Miller's pitch, swing and a miss. Evens things up at 1-1. No runs, no hits, 1 error for Wausau West, 5 runs on 8 base hits, 1 error for the DC Everest Evergreens. There's a chopper foul, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another stare in from the right-hander, Carter Miller. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Swing and a miss, and then taking the runner is Van Slyke for out number 1. That was a good breaking pitch from Carter Miller. Miller has looked sharp here in this one, 2 1/3 innings of hitless ball. And now back to the top of the order, and Cam Blasky. Cam Blasky led off back in the first with a ground ball to 3rd. 0 for 1. Pitch is low and outside, ball 1. John Albee going through his signs in the third base coach's box. Working out of the stretch in all circumstances is Carter Miller, kicks and deals. Chopper third base side, out of the reach of Coach Albee, and that's strike 1. Cole Van Slyke puts down the finger, sets the target. Here's the pitch. Breaker, hard breaker, right down the chute. Strike 2 called. Right-handed batter, straight away, well, slightly open stance. Hands up near the right ear hole. Waves the bat as he waits, and Miller pitch. Breaker laying off it as it broke off the corner was Blasky, and the count goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on base for the Warriors. Top of the 3rd inning. 5-0 DC Everest. Time is called. Stepping out is Cam Blasky. Thanks again to our sponsors, including Wald Riley Law Firm and Matthew Meyer. Thanks to Matthew Meyer for his support of our broadcast of Wausau West Athletics here on Wausau Area Sports. There's a ground ball right to the shortstop. Picked there by Maddox Wyro. He'll flip across in time for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down for the Warriors. And that will bring up the designated hitter here in this one, Miles Walvogel. Walvogel was robbed of a base hit back in the first. He lined one off the third baseman Hoft. It was deflected to Wyro, who then threw him out by half a step. Pitch misses inside for ball 1. I mean, that ball was hit so hard, that was the only reason that there was time for that deflection from the third baseman to the shortstop, and then the throw across was able to get Miles Walvogel. There's a fly ball right field side, and that's going to be a dive! And for the second time in this game, Waldvogel is robbed of a base hit, this time by Ty Rohde with the head-first dive in right to end the Warrior 3rd inning. 3 up and 3 down for the Warriors in the top of the 3rd. End of 2.5. It is DC Everest 5 and Wausau West nothing. This is Warrior Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage of Wausau West High School sports on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks for watching on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel, but we'd like to see you out and about supporting Wausau West student athletes in action. To see a listing of upcoming events at Wausau West High School, go to WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. That's WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage on Wausau Area Sport. On Friday, the Wausau West High School softball team plays host to River Falls in a non-conference matchup. Watch all the action live on Wausau Area Sports, starting with the pregame show at 4:15 and the first pitch set for 4:30. Wausau West Warrior High School softball on Wausau Area Sports is brought to you by the Cloverbelt Credit Union. Since 1936, local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. Now open in Mosinee. Also brought to you by Rocket Industrial, the Wausau West Athletic Department, Weld Riley and Matthew Meyer, and Rib Mountain Financial Group and Tim Freiberg. It is Wausau West playing host to River Falls in high school softball. Friday, starting with the pregame show at 4:15, first pitch at 4:30 on your home for Wausau West Sports, Wausau Area Sports. Ty Rohde leading things off for the Evergreens in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Game tied up. I should say game not tied up. It's 5-0 Everest. I'm looking at the other scores in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. Game is tied between Wisconsin Rapids and Marshfield, 5-5, as that game is at the end of 4 innings. Swing and a foul tip by Rohde for strike 1. So again, today Wisconsin Rapids at Marshfield in the Valley, 5-5 game heading to the 5th. Also today, Stevens Point is taking on Wausau East in Wisconsin Valley Conference play. And the Stevens Point Panthers lead the Wausau East Lumberjacks by a score of 4-1. That game is in the bottom of the 5th. Spash scored all 4 of their runs in the top of the 1st in that game. Parker Helke kicks and fires. Drops down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. So again, coming into play today, Stevens Point was in first place in the WVC at 5-1. Marshfield 6-2. With their win in the suspended game, Everest is 4-2.
Wisconsin Rapids 4-4, Wausau West 2-5, and Wausau West now 2-6 with that loss, and Wausau East 1-7. There's a ground ball right up the middle, behind the bag, picked there by Gravine. He'll fire across in time, 6-3 on the putout for out number 1 in the Evergreen third inning. That will bring up Cade Felch, the Everest designated hitter in this game. Cade Felch flew out to left field his first time up. Parker Halke kicks and fires. Fastball right on the outside corner for strike 1 called. No balls and 1 strike. Again, Rowan Robbins behind the plate for the Warriors. He'll set the target. 0-1. Another good fastball in there for strike 2 called. Big right-handed hitter, Cade Felch. He was the starting pitcher for DC Everest on Tuesday over at West. Tough luck loser. He pitched well. Ground ball towards second base, but past Stengel as he went to his right into center field for a base hit. So Felch with the 1-out single. The 9th hit of the game for Everest, and they'll bring up shortstop Maddox Wyro. Wyro led off the second inning with a single. He is 1 for 1. Warriors a little short on the pitching side, as not available today is Keegan Cruzan, and of course very capable of pitching outstanding ball is Keegan Cruzan, but not available here today for the Warriors. Inside corner on that fastball from Parker Halke for strike 1 called. Of course, Cruzan tossed 6 1/3 innings of 1 hit ball in a win at Eau Claire North a couple of weeks back. Struck out 14 batters in that game. No balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Going after one down in the dirt was Maddox Wyro. And he's now down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Runner takes his lead at first. Here's the pitch. Swing! Did he get a piece of it? Yes, he did. So staying alive on that one was Maddox Wyro. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Looking in again is Parker Halke. Runner takes his lead, and now time is called. Well, clouds have broken up. Seeing plenty of sunshine here in this early evening hours of a Thursday. Again, leading off first is Cade Felch. Takes a pretty good lead. Here's the pitch. Popped into the screen, and again, fighting off that pitch is Wyro. Keeps it at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, runner on first. Bottom of the 3rd inning. And DC Everest leading the Warriors by a score of 5-0. And the pitch. Hard breaking ball, ends up down low for ball 1. Again, putting down the fingers and setting the target is Rowan Robbins. Robbins has been an Ironman behind the plate so far this season for the Warriors. There's a fastball in there for strike 3 called. So Parker Halke with his first strikeout. 2 outs in the inning now for Everest, and they'll bring up the number 9 hitter and first baseman Brody Hall. Brody Hall singled in the second, came around to score a run. He is 1 for 1. Right-handed batter settles in. See whether or not with 2 outs, we'll see Felch try to get on the move, get into scoring position for Everest. Here's the pitch, another good fastball in there for strike 1 called. Looks like Parker Helke starting to find his rhythm. Some good giddy up on that fastball, the last 2 fastballs. Again, the runner takes his lead, Cade Felch. Ty Teske holds him at first. Swing and a miss. That was a good hard breaker that dropped off the table, and that's strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Next week, both these teams have significant games in the Wisconsin Valley Conference, Tuesday and Thursday. Everest will take on Marshfield. Wausau West will take on Stevens Point. Just getting a piece of that breaking ball was Brody Hall. Stays alive. No balls and 2 strikes. Warriors will be in Stevens Point next Tuesday, and then Stevens Point will return the favor, come to Wausau West on Thursday. And then next week, the Warriors as well will have a pair of games in Tomah. They'll take on Tomah and also Chippewa Falls as part of a triangular. So 4 games next week as well for Wausau West. 4 games, 3+ games this week for the Warriors. There's a flare off to the first base side into the netting. Foul ball. We'll do it again at 0-2. Two outs, runner on first for Everest. Bottom of the 3rd inning. 5-0 lead for the Evergreens. Parker Helke again sets. Kicks, fires. Roller third base side off the third base dugout. And again, 0-2. Mentioned earlier, this game has been almost a carbon copy of the game on April 17th. The Warriors did not have a hit in the first 3 innings. They trailed 5-0, but then the Warriors got 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. Tied up that game. It was 5-5 when the Storms came in and it was suspended. So Warriors will try to do it again here today. Try to come from a 5-run deficit. Just missing. Little flinch. There was a flinch behind the plate, but no arm went up, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. A flinch, maybe a spasm, but the arm did not go up. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's Helke. And the pitch. There's a liner down the left field line. It is a foul ball. Just barely. Boy, that was very, very close. How often do you see when there's a 2-strike pitch that's close, that doesn't get the call, that the batter then takes advantage with a base hit? And I thought for a moment that's exactly what was happening there. But just pulling it foul was Brody Hall, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-handed batter, top of the order, and Hayden Grzinski on deck for DC Everest. Runner leads off first. Helke's pitch. Swing! A foul tip held on to by Rowan Robbins. Back-to-back strikeouts ends the Evergreen 3rd. No runs on 1 base hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base for the Evergreens in the bottom of the 3rd. End of 3. It is Wausau West trailing DC Everest 5-0. This is Warrior Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Thanks to the Wausau West Baseball Diamond Club for their support of our broadcast of Warrior Baseball on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Community support through the Diamond Club is crucial for our student athletes. All race funds directly benefit the program. The Diamond Club offers several advertising opportunities for local businesses and organizations to gain visibility while contributing to high school sports. For more information, go to WausauWestBaseball.com and click on Diamond Club. Thanks again to the Wausau West Diamond Club. for helping bring Wausau West Warrior Baseball to you on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel.
Alcoholics Anonymous. We're here to help. For more information, visit aa.org and download the Meeting Guide app.
A reminder that you can get a recap of this game and other action going on in area high school baseball and softball later this evening. Go to wausauareasports.com and go to our Wausau Sports News section. And again, we'll have a recap of this game and the suspended game, plus the action going on with Wausau East and Marathon and Mosinee and Newman Catholic. So again, that's wausauareasports.com. You can get our upcoming broadcast schedule there as well, plus the sports news. Swing and a miss as leading things off for the Warriors is Joe Gravine in the top of the fourth inning. DC Everest 5, Wausau West nothing. Joe Gravine walked on 4 pitches, his first time up back in the first inning. Here's the kick and the pitch. Off the outside corner from Carter Miller. Evens it up at 1-1. Well, Miller has been very good. Only blemish came in his first batter back in the suspended game when he hit Alex Capitz with the bases loaded. And that one's on the inside corner and strike 2. Here in this regularly scheduled game, he's gone 3 innings, allowed no runs on no hits, only 1 walk, and 1 other runner reached on an error. Foul ball, third base side. We'll do it again at 1-2. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk for Carter Miller in these 3 hitless innings. No runs, no hits, 1 error for the Warriors. 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for DC Everest. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Joe Gravine. Misses inside, and that's ball 2. Just to recap the defense here for Everest. In the outfield, Cooper Ritchie in left field, Hayden Grzelski in center. Ty Rohde is in right. We'll refresh your memory on the infield D for the Evergreens in just a moment. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Low and outside for ball 3. Count runs full. Aiden Haupt is at third base. Maddox Wyro at shortstop. Ryan Scholes at second base. Brody Hall is at first. Cole Vance like the catcher, and Carter Miller the pitcher for DCE. Warriors trying to make some noise in the first base dugout. There's ball 4 and a leadoff walk to Joe Gravine to start off the Warrior 4th. I know I sound like a broken record, but the Warriors were not out of it a few weeks back here down 5-0 at this very point of the game, and I'm sure they don't think they're out of this game here today either. Next up will be the Wausau West cleanup hitter, Ty Teske. Teske is 0 for 1. He grounded to second base back in the first inning. Here's the pitch. Big cut, roller. It's a fair ball picked up by Cole Van Slyke. He'll flip to first and in time. Advancing to second base on that ground ball will be Joe Gravine. 2-3 on that putout for out number 1. Marshall Helke, the right fielder, will step in next. Marshall reached on an error his first time up. Carter Miller looks into Cole Van Slyke for the sign and the target. Miller looks back twice, kicks and deals. There's a swing and a ground ball to shortstop, Wyro. He'll fire across in time for out number 2. Six to 3 on the putout, and that will leave it up to Carson Thurs with a runner on third and 2 outs. Carson is 0 for 1. He struck out swinging in the second inning. Inside on that pitch from Carter Miller for ball one. Miller, with only 1/3 of an inning of work in the suspended game, was the winning pitcher to improve his season record to 2 wins and 1 loss. There's a chopper third base side. It is a foul ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rowan Robbins, the Wausau West catcher, would hit next. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their continued support of our broadcasts of Warrior Sports here on Wausau Area Sports. Check swing, but that pitch was in there for strike 2 called. We would love to see you out and about watching Wausau West student athletes in action, whether it's tomorrow at the baseball diamond or the softball diamond, track and field, even the extracurricular activities like drama productions. Check out WisconsinValleyConference.com and Wausau West. There's a ground ball past the pitcher. It's going to be a tough play. Behind the bag is Schultz and throws the first, and in time as it's dug out to end the inning. Well, good defensive play ends the Warrior threat in the top of the 4th. No runs on no base hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. End of 3.5. We are halfway through this one here from Simon Field at DC Everest. It is the Evergreens 5 and the Warriors nothing. This is Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Too early to start thinking boats. Once the season starts, you want to be ready. So, what's your boat? A boat for fishing? Boat for skiing? A pontoon boat for partying? Or are you thinking personal watercraft? Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union, the leader in financing fun. Great rates, great service, great fun. Local lenders lending local money. Quick and easy loan approval. It's the way financing should be. Stop in and visit with a CCU lender even before you hit the marina. CCU can set you up with a great rate financing approval, so when you find your boat, you're ready to float. The season's just too short not to enjoy every moment you can on the water. Check it out and stop in. Call or apply online at ccuwausau.com. Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union. We finance fun.
Rocket Industrial's mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com.
Bottom half of inning number 4, Everest coming to the plate, leading the Warriors by a score of 5-0. Top of the order for DCE, and Hayden Grzenski leads off. Fastball in there from Parker Helke for strike 1 called. Hayden Grzenski singled and scored in the second. He is 1 for 2 in this game. Working out of the stretch is Parker Helke. Sets at the belt, kicks and deals. Bounces in there for ball 1. If you've missed any of our broadcasts of high school sports, you can go back to our YouTube page. Again, go to youtube.com, go to Wausau Area Sports, become a subscriber, but you can also just go back and watch our previous broadcasts of high school sports since we started in late March. So again, that's Wausau Area Sports on YouTube. Here's the pitch. There's a little roller off the mound is Helke. He could not handle it, and safe at first will be Hayden Grzenski. See whether that's going to be called an error on the pitcher. So runner on first, nobody out for Cooper Ritchie, the left fielder. Cooper Ritchie has struck out and walked. It's just been a struggle in this one for the Warriors. Again, Everest got off to the early lead, and Wausau West has yet to find a base hit in this game, and they trail 5-0. Pickoff move, and back in head first safely is Grzinski. Right-handed batter and the right-handed thrower. Parker Helke to the plate. Misses low and inside for ball 1. Also go to WausauAreaSports.com and you can go to our contact section if you would be interested, if you are a business owner or somebody that would be interested in supporting our broadcasts of high school athletics. Please go to the contact area, fill it out, send me a note, and I will be sure to get back to you with some information. 1-0. There's a flare off to the right field side, and that will be a foul ball. 1 ball, then 1 strike. Again, the Warriors will finish off their week tomorrow at home against Columbus Catholic, a non-conference game. 5 o'clock over at the Wausau West Diamond. Again, we will not have video coverage of that one tomorrow. I'll be over at the softball diamond with the Warriors against River Falls. Pickoff and back in again safely is Grzinski. But yeah, tomorrow at 4:15, join me here on Wausau Area Sports, Wausau West and River Falls in high school softball. Hunter Grzinski takes a good lead at first. Again, Teskey holds the runner. Pick off and back in again safely is Hunter Grzinski. Right now, the Warriors cannot afford to have this hole dug any deeper. 5-0. There's still time. Got 3 more ABs, but don't want to go any deeper down to the evergreens. And the pitch. There goes the runner. There's a liner in the right field. That's a perfectly executed hit and run. And then it gets bobbled in right. And heading to third is Grzinski. The throw gets away, and that's going to allow the runner to advance to second as well. That was not fundamental defense for the Warriors. Number 1, a little bobble in the outfield, and then the throw got away. And now there's runners on second and third with nobody out. That will be a single and another error. Second error of the inning to allow the runner to advance 90 feet. Third error of the game for the Warriors. And now the Warriors will pinch the infield in as Cole Van Slyke comes to the plate. Try to cut off the run at the plate. Here's the pitch. Fastball off the outside corner for ball 1. That was the 10th base hit of the game for DC Everest. Cole Van Slyke is 2 for 2. He had a single, scored a run in the first, RBI single in the second. Outside corner for a called strike 1. In fact, that was a 2 RBI single that Van Slyke had in the second inning. Going back to the suspended game, he is 3 for 3 with 3 singles. So his day has been a good one. 3 for 3, 3 singles, and 3 runs batted in. 1-1. There's a high pop-up, short left field. Alex Kapitz comes in, makes the call, makes the grab. He'll throw it to the plate, and the runner will hold at third. So a runner, or I should say an out, and runners on second and third now for Ryan Schultz. Let's see if Parker Helke can work his way out of this jam. Still a lot of work to do with 1 out. Ryan Schultz singled in the first, scored a run, and then walked in the second. There's a liner foul on the first base side, right off the end of the bat. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Grzinski leads off third. Cooper Ritchie leads off second. Peek back at the runner at second by Parker Helke. The right-hander to the plate. Bounces in there, gets between the legs. Runner's going to break, and runner's going to score. Wild pitch allows Hayden Grzinski to score, and Everest now leads 6-0. Cooper Ritchie advances 90 feet to third base as well. We are down the road from Steam Stadium over at DC Everest Junior High. You can hear the PA down the road. Apparently there must be some sort of track meet going on. So activity going on all over here on the southern part of the metro area, here in the Schofield Weston part of town. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch is a fastball off the outside corner for ball 2. 6-0 Evergreens over the Warriors. 10 hits for Everest. Warriors still looking for their first base knock. And that's been an area the Warriors just have not completely solved so far this year, the offense. It's been a struggle. They've shown signs of life in the last couple of games, but here today it's been, again, there's a line drive pull foul. When the Warriors have hit the ball well, they've been robbed by great defense. I think the big example would be Miles Walvogel. Walvogel's hit the ball well twice, and he's been robbed twice. So he's 0 for 2 in the scorebook, but could easily be 2 for 2. But Everest has been rock solid in the field as well as at the plate so far today. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ryan Schultz. Parker Helke to the plate. Inside, and it hit him. So a hit batsman will put runners on the corners with 1 out, and John Albee is going to head out and see whether or not we'll have a pitching change here. Walking slowly out to the mound, and that usually means perhaps a change is on tap. Not taking the ball right away, so conversation between the coach, his pitcher, and the entire infield D. Thanks again to Clover Belt Credit Union for their support. Again, they have been a great supporter of our broadcast when we were on the radio, and now joining us here as well on Wausau Area Sports. Clover Belt Credit Union, again, just outstanding. I'm doing my business banking with CCU. Would encourage you to do so as well. Clover Belt Credit Union, since 1936, local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. Also, don't forget, now open in Mosinee. Visit CCU's new branch in the Bayman Professional Building across from the Mosinee Airport. Parker Helke will stay on the mound, and coming to the plate will be Aiden Haupt for the Evergreens. Haupt had an RBI single, scored a run in the first, and flew out to left field. He drove it deep into left field, back in the second. Good grab made by Alex Capitz near the fence in deep left field. Rowan Robbins, again, will go through his signs. Set the target. Parker Helke sets, kicks, and deals. There is a well-hit ball. Again, Capitz goes way back, way back, way back, and this one's over his head off the base of the fence. 1 run will come in and score. Second runner being waved around and coming in to score as well. A ringing 2-run double to deep left field for Aiden Haupt, and it's now 8-0 DC Everest. Well, Aiden Haupt has turned on a couple of pitches here in this game. The first time it was near the track in deep left field that was caught, and that time no chance for Alex Capitz to get to that one. Ty Rohde, the Evergreen number 6 hitter and right fielder, steps in next. He had a 2 RBI double back in the first. He is 1 for 2 in this game. Pitches all the way to the backstop. Advancing 90 feet to third base is Aiden Haupt. So another runner 90 feet away for the Evergreens. They have 3 runs in this frame already to make it an 8-0 lead. 1 ball and no strikes. Left-handed batter waves the bat as he waits. Here's the kick and the pitch. Missing on a fastball is Helke, and it's 2-0. Well, Ty Rohde apparently has multiple sets of the very noticeable spikes. I mean, they kind of jump out. We saw the almost fluorescent green look on Tuesday. Now the pinkish red here on Thursday. Good cut by Rohde. Follows it back to the screen, and that's strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Thanks to the Weld Riley Law Firm and attorney Matthew Meyer for their support of our broadcast of Wausau West High School athletics. Runner off at third. Parker Helke's ready. Here's the kick and the pitch. Good fastball right on the outside corner for a called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. The right-hander's ready. And the pitch. Drops down low on the fastball, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cade Felch, the designated hitter, in the on-deck circle for DC Everest. Open stance for the left-handed batter's box for Ty Rohde. 3-2 pitch. Foul ball down the left field side. That will drop just beyond the fence. Out of play. We'll do it again at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Strikeout would be big here for the Warriors. Keep that runner on third. Rohde waits. Parker Helke's ready. Again, the payoff pitch. Line drive into right field. It'll drop in for a base hit. An RBI single, 3rd RBI of the game for Ty Rohde. And Everest now leads 9-0. So Rohde, 2 hits and 3 runs batted in this game. And now Cade Felch, who is 1 for 2. He singled in the 3rd, flew out to left in the 1st. 1 for 2. There goes the runner. There's a ground ball towards short. Gravine will backhand. Long throw across, right on target. Nice play by Gravine. 6-3 on the putout. Out number 2. Advancing to second on the play was Ty Rohde. And now Maddox Wyro, the shortstop and number 8 hitter, will step in. He is 1 for 2. He singled in the 2nd and then struck out looking in the 3rd. Here's the pitch. Just off the inside corner for ball 1. No runs, no hits, 3 errors for the Warriors. 9 runs, 12 base hits, 1 error for DC Everest. Again, the runner leads off second. Parker Helke looks back twice and now fires. There's a fly ball right field side. Marshall Helke will go over, make the call, and make the grab, and that will do it for the Evergreens in the bottom of the 4th inning. But DC Everest adds 4 more runs. 4 runs on 3 base hits. There were a couple of errors and a runner left on base. End of 4. It is DC Everest 9, Wausau West nothing. This is Warrior Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
The Weld Riley Law Firm of Wausau and attorney Matt Meyer is a supporter of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Matt and the attorneys at Weld Riley have a wide range of practical knowledge and litigation experience, enabling their firm to offer an unparalleled breadth of services and depth of talent in Wisconsin. Matt can help you in finding a legal solution in civil litigation, family law, personal injury, and more. Contact Matt Meyer at Weld Riley Law Firm in Wausau. Thanks to Weld Riley and Matt Meyer for their support of high school sports coverage coverage on Wausau Area Sport. Thanks to the Wausau West Baseball Diamond Club for their support of our broadcast of Warrior Baseball on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Community support through the Diamond Club is crucial for our student athletes. All race funds directly benefit the program. The Diamond Club offers several advertising opportunities for local businesses and organizations to gain visibility while contributing to high school sports. For more information, go to wausauwestbaseball.com and click on Diamond Club. Thanks again to the Wausau West Diamond Club for helping bring Wausau West Warrior Baseball to you on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel.
Rowan Robbins will lead things off for the Warriors in the top of the 5th inning with Wausau West trailing DC Everest 9-0. First pitch misses for ball 1. One 0 is in there for a called strike 1. One. Low and outside from Carter Miller, and the count goes to 2-1. Carter Miller is not allowed a base hit up to this point. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Rowan Robbins may have gone a little bit outside the zone on that one, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That wind kicks up as we get later into the, we call it late afternoon, early evening. Starting to cool down just a little bit. 2-2. And there's a fly ball. Gapper in left center field. Long run, but going over is Grzinski. He'll make the dive, and he makes the grab for out number 1. So the first out of the inning. Another good play defensively for DC Everest.
Number 7, Alex Kepitz.
And Alex Kepitz will step in next. First pitch to Alex is a little bit in for ball 1. Alex Kepitz, the number 8 hitter, grounded to second base his first time up. 1-0 off the inside corner, makes it 2 balls and no strikes. There's a pitch right down the chute from Carter Miller. 2 balls and 1 strike. Much different game than we saw on Tuesday. That was nip and tuck. There's a little roller, third base side. He's going to stay fair. Yes, it will. It's going to be a tough play. Throw across and not in time. First hit of the game for the Warriors. A little swinging bunt down the third base side. So Kepitz takes away any potential of the no-no for Carter Miller. And Will Stengel will come up next. Pitch is off the outside corner for ball 1. See if the Warriors can get something going here. It's been a bit of a struggle here in game 2. There's a foul ball at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner leads off first. Out of the stretch, Carter Miller fires. Ground ball third base side. It is a fair ball off the mitt of the third baseman Haupt. Heading to third and stopping right there as it's chased down in foul territory by Cooper Ritchie. But a double down the third base line by Will Stengel. And now the Warriors have runners on second and third. One out for the top of the order and Cam Blasky.
Number 14, Cam Blasky.
So back-to-back base hits here for the Warriors. And Cam Blasky, who is grounded to third base and grounded to short in this game, will step in. Miller stares into his catcher, Cole Vance Lyke, for the side and the target. Pitch is a hard breaking ball on the inside corner for strike one called. Right-handed hitter waves the bat as he waits. Another long look in from Carter Miller. Kicks and deals. Misses up and in. And the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on second and third for Wausau West. Top of the 5th inning. 9-0 Everest with the lead. There's a little roller, foul ball. And the count now 1-2. Outfield playing slightly to go the other way. You can see in center field, Hayden Grzinski shading towards the right center field gap. 1-2. Hangs up high, now even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trying to get a couple of runners in. 2 runners in scoring position for the Warriors. They lead off third and second. Miller wants to go through those signs one more time. Stares in again. Now Vance Lyke gives him the target, but taking a little bit too much time for the liking of Cam Blasky. So Blasky receives timeout. Miller is now set. Kicks and fires. Inside, and that will run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Miles Wallvogel in the on-deck circle for the Warriors. Miller and the payoff pitch. Fouled back to the screen, just to my right. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Again, Cole Vance Lyke goes through his signs. Now he'll set the target. And again, just taking too much time is Vance Lyke getting the sign to Miller. And stepping out again is Cam Blasky. Here's the pitch. Just getting a piece of it. Following it back again is Cam Blasky, and will do it yet again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Good battle here, Blasky and Miller. 3-2. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Pick there. Long throw for Wyro, and it's on target. But coming in to score will be Alex Capitz. Get the Warriors on the board and make it 9-1. 6-3 on the putout. And now the tough luck hitting Miles Wallvogel will step in. He has hit the ball well twice, but he's been robbed on terrific defensive plays twice, and he's 0 for 2. Breaking ball for strike 1. First time up, he lined a hard shot down to third. It bounced off. The third baseman hopped right over to Maddox Wyro, who then fired across to get Miles by half a step, and then hit a shot to right field. Oh, that one rolls inside and hit him, and he will jump up and head to first base. Runners on the corners and 2 outs for Joe Gravine. Joe Gravine has walked twice in this game. Carter Miller working out of the stretch. Sets at the belt. Fires. Well hit ball. Deep left field. Way back, way back, way back. Off the fence. One run is in. Waldvogel being waved around. He will come in and score. That shows how hard it is to hit one out of this ballpark. Again, I have not seen a ball in all the years that I've been coming here to watch and broadcast. I can't remember the last time we've seen one out. That ball was hit so well, and yet it still hit the fence. But a 2 RBI double for Gravine. At Wausau West, that ball is way over the fence. But nevertheless, 3 runs in for the Warriors, make it 9-3. And now Ty Teske coming to the plate. But off the bat, I thought maybe that one had enough. But again, a cool day. Wind is not helping. But, boy, Gravine put a charge into that one. And now the Warriors, crooked number here in the top of the 5th. And see if Ty Teske can get another one in here for the Warriors. Swing and a miss. Went after one low and inside for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Teske has grounded out twice in this game, 0 for 2. Left-handed batter, slightly open stance. Miller's pitch. Low and inside, this time laying off is Teske. One ball and 1 strike. 9-3. Warriors have 3 runs here in the top of the 5th inning. Chopper goes off the foot of Teske. That's strike 2. Should Ty Teske reach base? Marshall Helke waiting on deck for the Warriors. Again, don't forget, check out our website, WauSauAreaSports.com. We'll have, again, a recap of the action in Wausau Area High School baseball and softball this evening. Once I get done here, I'll go right to work and get those write-ups up on the website. Pulled foul on the first base side. We'll do it again at 1-2. Thanks to the Wausau West Diamond Club for their continued support of our broadcast of Wausau West High School baseball here on Wausau Area Sports. Looking in is Carter Miller. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ground ball past the pitcher. Charging is Scholes. He'll pick. He'll fire to first. Not in time. Rounding third. Coming in and scoring will be Joe Gravine. Never stopping was Joe Gravine. And the Warriors get another one and make it 9-4. So an infield single for Ty Teske. And good base running that time by Gravine. Again, once that ball got past the pitcher, made for a tough play for Ryan Scholes. He fired to first, but not in time for Teske. And again, no hesitation around third for Gravine. So Marshall Helke now steps in, and there's a fly ball right field side. That could be trouble in the gap, and that will be in there for another base hit. Rounding second, heading the third is Teske on a single to right center field by Marshall Helke. And all of a sudden, we have got ourselves a game as runners on the corners, 2 outs for Carson Thurs, and we're going to have a visit to the mound, and maybe that will be it for Carter Miller. But all of a sudden, the Warriors making a game of it. 4 runs in. It's now 9-4. So after not getting any hits in the first 4 innings, the Warriors here in this frame have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. 5 hits in this inning alone. They only have 4 on the board. They give an error on that Teske grounder. That's rather harsh. I think that was an infield hit, but nevertheless, on my book, it was a base hit. And now Carson Thurs, the Warrior number 6 hitter and third baseman, will step in. He is 0 for 2. He struck out in the second and then grounded to second in the fourth. But chance here to really put a little heat on him. We still got a couple of innings left in this game. This game is nowhere close to being done. 9-4, top of the 5th inning. Marcus Koenigs will come out and run for the Warriors at first base. Trying to keep this rally alive right now. Carson Thurs. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball into left field for a base hit. Another run will come in and score, and it's now 9-5. First pitch swinging is Carson Thurs. An RBI base hit. And now the potential tying run is in the on-deck circle for the Warriors. Who would have thought that going into this inning? Rowan Robbins, who started this inning off, will now step in. 6 base hits now for the Warriors here in this inning. Here's the pitch. Drops down low for ball 1. Rowan Robbins has flown out to center field, and Grzinski twice. Again, they play him slightly to go the other way. Still out there is Carter Miller for the Evergreens. Off the inside corner. And now a good hitter's count for Robbins. 2 balls and no strikes. So again, the potential tying run waits on deck in the form of Alex Capitz for the Warriors. Here's the pitch. Misses a little bit up, and that's ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes on Rowan Robbins. Have to be taken here. Got to get another base runner. Bring that tying run to the plate. Miller's pitch. Inner portion of the plate for a called strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Cole Van Slyke puts down the fingers for DC Everest and now sets the target. Miller kicks and deals. Off the inside corner, and that's ball 4. So now the potential tying run comes to the plate for Wausau West. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Alex Capitz. Capitz started things for the Warriors. He had an infield single. That was the first hit of the game for the Warriors. Came around to score the first run. We'll get a courtesy runner for Rowan Robbins. Breck Blaubach will come out and do the running at first base. But now, bases loaded, 2 outs. Big batter right now for Carter Miller. Here's the kick and the pitch. Fastball in the inner portion for strike 1 called. 9-5. DC Everest with the lead. Top of the 5th inning. Runners off third, second, and first. Miller, again, with runners on base, takes a little extra time. Now he's ready. 0-1. Ground ball, grabbed by Miller. He'll underhand it the first in time. 1-3 on the putout, and the inning comes to an end. But the Warriors score 5 runs. 5 runs on 6 base hits, and they leave the bases loaded. End of 4.5. It is DC Everest 9, Wausau West 5. This is Warrior Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
On Friday, the Wausau West High School softball team plays host to River Falls in a non-conference matchup. Watch all the action live on Wausau Area Sports, starting with the pregame show at 4:15 and the first pitch set for 4:30. Wausau West Warrior High School softball on Wausau Area Sports is brought to you by the Cloverbelt Credit Union. Since 1936, local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. Now open in Mosinee. Also brought to you by Rocket Industrial, the Wausau West Athletic Department, Weld Riley and Matthew Meyer, and Rib Mountain Financial Group and Tim Freiberg. It is Wausau West playing host to River Falls in high school softball. Friday, starting with the pregame show at 4:15. First pitch at 4:30 on your home for Wausau West Sports. Wausau Area Sports. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage of Wausau West High School sports on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks for watching on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel, but we'd like to see you out and about supporting Wausau West student athletes in action. To see a listing of upcoming events at Wausau West High School, go to WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. That's WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage on Wausau Area Sports.
Bottom half of the fifth inning, the Warriors got themselves back in this game. 5 runs in the top of the frame. Makes it 9-5 Evergreens. So Everest coming to the plate. Big inning now for West. After that 5-run outburst, want to get through this one quickly and do not allow Everest to respond in any way. Maddox Wyro will lead things off for DCE. Here's the kick and the pitch. On the inside corner for strike one called. Well, the whole feel of the game changed in the last 15 minutes or so with that 5-run inning for the Warriors. 0-1. Low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wyro had a single and is also struck out. He is 1 for 2. Everest has had themselves quite a game at the plate. 12 hits through the first 4 innings. The right-hander, Parker Helke, second pitcher of the day for Wausau West. Fastball just missing. That's ball 2. Just a tad up, apparently. 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Evergreens here in the bottom of the 5th. And actually, this my mistake. Pitch is outside. This is Brody Hall. Actually, Wyro ended the last inning. My mistake. So it's the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for the Evergreens. Brody Hall, Hayden Grzinski, and then Cooper Ritchie. Parker Helke looks in. Sets. Kicks, fires. Drops down low, and that's a leadoff walk to begin the Evergreen 5th inning.
Number 12,
Hayden Grzinski now steps in for DC Everest. Again, critical inning for the Warriors. Cannot let Everest get anything back. Here's the pitch. There's a roller third base side, pull foul. Strike 1. Grzinski has singled, scored a pair of runs, reached on an air, grounded out as well. Parker Helke sets, kicks and deals. Breaking ball, drops off the table, but ends up out of the zone for a ball. Stevens Point remains in first place in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. They used a big first inning and a big 7th inning, beating Wausau East 7-1 today. They scored 4 in the first and 3 in the 7th to beat the Lumberjacks. So Spash will remain atop the league standings after today's action. There's a pop-up. Will it stay in? It's going over. Oh, and there was room, but running into the fence was Rowan Robbins and could not bring that one in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Also in the Wisconsin Valley Conference today, bottom of the 6th inning in Marshfield, Wisconsin Rapids leads Marshfield by a score of 11-7. Rapids beat Marshfield 2-1 on Tuesday, so a much different game today. So Rapids 11, Marshfield 7. Marshfield does have the bases loaded with one out in the bottom of the 6th, so they still have an opportunity to try and get back into that one. 1 ball, then 2 strikes here on Hayden Grzinski. No outs, runner on first. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball, short center field. Going back and making the call and making a basket catch is Will Stengel in short right center field. That was not an easy play. That was a high pop up, the wind pushing it around, and Will Stengel able to make the grab for out number 1. So Hall will remain on first. 1 out for Cooper Ritchie, the DC Everest second place hitter and left fielder. Cooper Ritchie has walked, singled, scored a run. 1 for 2 officially. Followed back to the screen. Strike 1.
No.
9-5. Evergreens with the lead, playing the bottom half of the 5th inning here on a chilly Thursday evening in Weston. Chad Holmes with you here on Wausau Area Sports. Glad you could be with us here today. 0-1 pitch. Smothered on that low and outside pitch by catcher Rowan Robbins, and the count goes to 1-1. Parker Helke has been on the hill for the Warriors since the 2nd inning, so he is working his 4th inning in relief. Fastball just off the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Rowan Robbins will put down the sign and set the target. Working out of the stretch, Parker Helke. Runner leads off first. Here's the pitch. Up and in and snagged nicely by Rowan Robbins, but the count goes to 3-1. 5 runs on 6 base hits, 3 errors for the Warriors, 9 runs on 12 base hits, an error for the DC Everest Evergreens. Shadows all over the field here as we get late into the afternoon. Lights have not been turned on yet. Pickoff move, and back in standing up is Brody Hall. Parker Helke again looks in, takes a peek at the runner at first base. Here's the pitch. There's a high pop-up behind home plate. Looking up is Rowan Robbins, and he'll make the grab right in front of us for out number 2. Coming right towards our broadcast table behind home plate was Rowan Robbins. And up next will be Cole Van Slyke, the DC Everest catcher. Van Slyke is 2 for 3 in this game, a pair of singles, a couple of RBIs, and a run scored. Pitch is a fastball inside for ball 1. Thanks to Rocket Industrial, Ryan and all the folks over at Rocket Industrial, packaged with less. Great supporter of our broadcast here on Wausau Area Sports. Fastball just a tad low. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Left-handed batter with the right-handed thrower, Parker Helke. Runner leads off first. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball targeting right on the outside corner at the knees for strike 1. Runner again, pretty good lead over at first. Teskey holds the runner. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner for a called strike 2. Temperature down just a few degrees, now 47 degrees. Wind is calmed as well, so that helps. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Parker Helke to the plate. Low and outside, and that's ball 3. Count runs full. That means there will be an advantage, as getting the break will be Brody Hall at first base. He'll be on the move on this 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. And there goes the runner. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the inning comes to an end. Evergreens get no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. End of 5. It is DC Everest 9, Wausau West 5. This is Warrior Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Too early to start thinking boats. Once the season starts, you want to be ready. So, what's your boat? A boat for fishing, boat for skiing, a pontoon boat for partying? Or are you thinking personal watercraft? Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union, the leader in financing fun. Great rates, great service, great fun. Local lenders lending local money. Quick and easy loan approval. It's the way financing should be. Stop in and visit with a CCU lender even before you hit the marina. CCU can set you up with a great rate financing approval, so when you find your boat, you're ready to float. The season's just too short not to enjoy every moment you can on the water. Check it out and stop in. Call or apply online at ccuwausau.com. Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union. We finance fun.
Rocket Industrial's mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com.
New pitcher for the Evergreens as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Moving from shortstop to pitcher is Maddox Wyro. Now playing shortstop will be Cade Felch. So Maddox Wyro takes over on the mound on the season. Maddox Wyro, making his 4th appearance as a pitcher, has a record of 2 wins and no losses, pitched 4 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, no earned runs, walking 2 and striking out 5, and an ERA of a perfect 0.00. But now the Warriors, after that 5-run top of the 5th, have an opportunity here in the 6th. For West, it'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Will Stengel will lead things off, followed by Cam Blasky, and then Miles Waldvogel against Maddox Wyro. Will Stengel had a double and scored a run in the 5th. He is 1 for 2. So Will Stengel will try to start off this 6th inning by getting on base for the Warriors. Maddox Wyro working out of the stretch. Right-handed thrower against the right-handed batter. The lights have been turned on as we hit about, 7:33 here on this Thursday night. Here's the pitch. There's a flare off to the right-hand side, and that'll be a foul ball. Warriors scored 5 in the 5th, and they also left the bases loaded, so they sent 11 batters to the plate in the last inning. 0-1. Catching the outside corner for strike 2 called. 0-2. Wyro has the target. Here's the pitch. Missing outside on that fastball, and the count goes to 1-2 strikes. Again, the Warriors have a non-conference game tomorrow, taking on Columbus Catholic. Game will be played at Wausau West High School at 5 o'clock. 1-2. Down low and outside for ball 2. I will be with the Wausau West softball team tomorrow. They have a non-conference game against River Falls. 4:15 airtime, 4:30 for the first pitch from Wausau West, right here on Wausau Area Sports. 2-2. Outside for ball 3. So count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Base runners are what the Warriors need right now. Wyro sets. Here's the payoff pitch. Dropping down low, and that's ball 4. So a leadoff walk, and the Warriors have a base runner. Top of the order now, and Cam Blasky. Cam has grounded out 3 times. He did get an RBI on that ground ball back in the 5th. Taking his lead off first is Stengel. Here's the pitch. Inside, and that's ball 1. Back in the 4th inning, it had the feel like maybe this would be a 10-run rule game, the way Everest was going, but the Warriors have worked their way back, have not given up in this one, trailing 9-5 now in the top of the 6th. Inside, and that's ball 2. So 6 in a row outside the zone now for Maddox Wyro. And it's a good hitter's count, 2 balls and no strikes to Cam Blasky. Runner again leads. Setting at the belt. The right-hander kicks and fires. There's a fastball that's right down the chute for strike 1 called. 14 on the back of the dark blue jersey of Cam Blasky. Van Slyke sets the target. 2-1 pitch. Fastball right down the chute again for strike 2 called. Making Maddox Wyro work. Blasky. Slightly open stance, waits. Wyro's ready. 2-2. That'll be fouled into the screen. The screen behind the first base dugout is back slightly, so it hits the screen. And if you're not looking, you're sitting right by the dugout, you'll have a ball knock you on the noggin, and that's just what happened. Over by the Wausau West dugout. Again, 2-2. Another pop-up. This one will be over the top of the screw, and it goes over Jelinek and misses the traffic. Going to our right. They put this really high screen here on the first base side to try to avoid having foul balls go right into traffic on Jelinek, but sometimes those pop-ups go a little too high. Again, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wyro's pitch. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Pick there. On to second for 1. Throw to first, not in time. Fielder's choice. 6-4 on the force out. Still a runner on first. Now with 1 out for Miles Waldvogel. Miles Waldvogel was robbed of a hit in the first on a hard grounder to third that deflected to short, 5-6-3 put out. Then a diving grab by Ty Rohde in right field in the third, and he was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 5th. Fastball is low and inside for ball 1. If you're the Warriors, you would like to get something here in the 6th. Make the deficit a little bit more doable heading to the 7th. 9-5, top half of inning number 6. Wyro fires. Outside for ball 2. So good hitters count for a good hitter in Miles Waldvogel. 2 balls and no strikes. Wyro working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball rises up and out of the strike zone for ball 3. Taking a long look down the third base line was Walvogel as Coach John Albee went through his signs. Cam Blasky leads off first. 3 balls and no strikes. 1 out. Fastball is up and out of the strike zone for ball 4. First and second, 1 out for Joe Gravine. Gravine hit one to deep left field last time up. It went off the fence for a 2 RBI double. He is 1 for 1, also has walked twice in the game. I don't think there's anybody else you'd want up right now if you're Wausau West. Gravine had a couple of hits, including a double off the fence on Tuesday as well in the game against DC Everest. Gravine came back from injury. He suffered an injury a week ago Tuesday in Wisconsin Rapids, missed a week of action, but went 2 for 3 against Everest on Tuesday, and now is 1 for 1 with 2 walks here today. Maddox Wyro setting at the belt. Peeks back at the runner at second. Kicks and deals. Misses outside on a fastball for ball 1. 9-5. Everest with the lead. Again, Everest led 9-0 before the Warriors scored 5 times in the top of the 5th. Here's the 1-0. Outside for ball 2. Oh, they called a strike. Oh. Time to bite the tongue here. I did not say that because I was just hoping that ball was outside. One ball and one. Even the scoreboard, the Everest scoreboard has 2-0, and there was a swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Joe Gravine. Oh boy, that's a big call. But it is what it is. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wyro's ready. Here's the kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that was a good breaking ball by Maddox Wyro, and that's a big strikeout for out number 2. So, runners on first and second, 2 outs for the Warrior cleanup hitter, first baseman Ty Teske. Teske had an infield single and scored a run in the 5th. He is 1 for 3. Left-handed batter waits. Wyro sets. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1.
Number 12, Ty Teske.
Again, the runners take their leads off first and second. Wyro, long look at Cole Van Slyke. Van Slyke will set up near the outer part of the plate. Here's the pitch. Fastball drops a little bit low, and that's ball 2. So now a good hitter's count for Ty Teske. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, a long look for the right-hander. Working his first inning after playing shortstop for the first 5. Wyro. There's a ground ball towards second base. Scoop there. Little flip to first in time, and the Evergreens get out of that mini jam with nothing coming across. No runs, no base hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base for the Warriors in the 6th. And a 5.5. DC Everest 9, Wausau West 5. This is Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
The Weld Riley Law Firm of Wausau and attorney Matt Meyer is a supporter of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Matt and the attorneys at Weld Riley have a wide range of practical knowledge and litigation experience, enabling their firm to offer an unparalleled breadth of services and depth of talent in Wisconsin. Matt can help you in finding a legal solution in civil litigation, family law, personal injury, and more. Contact Matt Meyer at Weld Riley Law Firm in Wausau. Thanks to Weld Riley and Matt Meyer for their support of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks to the Wausau West Baseball Diamond Club for their support of our broadcast of Warrior Baseball on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Community support through the Diamond Club is crucial for our student athletes. All race funds directly benefit the program. The Diamond Club offers several advertising opportunities for local businesses and organizations to gain visibility while contributing to high school sports. For more information, go to wausauwestbaseball.com and click on Diamond Club. Thanks again to the Wausau West Diamond Club for helping bring Wausau West Warrior Baseball to you on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel.
And we got a new pitcher for the Warriors as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ben Mushinski will come on and throw for the Warriors. Ben has had a couple of opportunities at the varsity level recently, pitched very well out of the bullpen against Eau Claire North a couple of weeks ago, and he had a tougher time of it against Wisconsin Rapids last Thursday, a game where all the Warriors had a tougher time of it. 9-5, DC Everest with the lead, bottom of the 6th inning. If you missed what's happened so far, we started at 5 o'clock with the conclusion of the suspended game. It was tied at 5 with the Warriors at the plate in the top of the 8th inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And on the second pitch, Alex Kappitz was hit by a pitch, forced in a run to give the Warriors a 6-5 lead. But then in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Evergreens came back, scored twice, including the game-winning RBI single to center field by Cole Van Slyke, and they won it by a score of 7-6. Here in the second game, the regularly scheduled game, Everest came out quickly, scored 3 times in the bottom of the first, 2 more in the bottom of the second to lead 5-0. Everest then appeared to blow this one open with 4 runs in the bottom of the fourth to lead 9-0, but then the Warriors brought 11 batters to the plate in the top of the 5th inning, scored 5 runs to get back in it, make it 9-5. In fact, the Warriors had 5 runs in that inning, had the bases loaded with 2 outs, but stranded the bases loaded. Had 2 more runners on base in the 6th, but did not score. First pitch is fouled off to the third base side, out of play. As leading things off for DCE here in the bottom of the 6th inning is the cleanup hitter, second baseman Ryan Scholes. Third pitcher of this game for the Warriors, Ben Mushinski. And the 0-1 pitch is in there for strike 2 called. So third varsity appearance this season for Ben Mushinski. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits. Ground ball in the hole between third and short in the left field. Boy, that was not well hit, but it found the perfect spot between third and short. It goes into left field for a base hit. So a runner on first for the Evergreens, and that will bring up their third baseman, Aiden Haupt. But Mushinski, as I said, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 7 runs, 3 earned, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a 4.20 earned run average. So Aiden Haupt, who's had himself quite a game, he is 2 out of 3. Had an RBI single, scored a run in the first, flew out to left field, hit it well in the second, and then drilled a 2 RBI double and scored in the fourth. So again, he has hit the ball well all 3 times so far in this game. But the Warriors looking for a goose egg, get one more chance in the bottom half, I should say in the top half of the inning. Pickoff move and back safely at first base is Ryan Scholes. 9-5. Here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mushinski sets at the shoulders. Here's the pitch. And that is in there for strike 1 called. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the kick and the pitch. Breaking ball, slow breaking ball, just misses off the inside corner. And that's 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner leads off first. Teskey holds. Here's the run. Here's the pitch. Third base and not able to snag it. Goes into left field. And that probably an error. When trying to backhand it was thirds, and this had a bit of a late reaction. I'm not sure if he picked it up a little bit late, but now runners on first and second for the Evergreens. Well, they put a hit on the board, but that's, I think, well, whatever. I don't make the judges on that call, but I'm sure it's one that Carson Thurs would have liked back. But now, first and second, nobody out for Ty Rohde. Left-handed batter. Breaks low and inside for ball one. Rohde has also had a very good afternoon/evening. 2 out of 3. A double, a single, a pair of RBI. So Ben Mushinski trying to work out of a mini jam here in the inning. Bottom of the 6th. Fastball tails off the outside corner for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, the right-hander peeks at the runners, sets at the shoulders, and now steps off, fakes a pick off to second. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their continued support of our broadcast of Warrior Athletics here on Wausau Area Sports. Again, if you have an opportunity, come on out, support the local student athletes. Pitch is low and outside. Couple of chances tomorrow. You can either go to the baseball game at 5 o'clock against Columbus Catholic. You can come over to the softball game where I'll be against River Falls. And, of course, there's lots of action going on with lacrosse and soccer and track and field and a whole bunch going on with Wausau West student athletes. There's a hard hit ball center field coming in as Cam Blasky, but could not get there. Drops in for a base hit. Having to hold with the 2 runners, so they each advance 60 feet. And the bases are now loaded with nobody out for the Evergreens. And Cade Felch, who is now playing shortstop, coming to the plate.
Number 11, Cade Felch.
So Cade Felch, who is 1 for 3. He is singled, also popped up and grounded out. Everybody pinching in defensively on the infield for the Warriors as that pitch runs up and in for ball 1. All 4 infield positions playing at the edge of the grass, looking to cut down that run at home plate. Ben Mushinski sets, kicks, and fires. There's a well-hit ball left center field going over. Getting there and making the grab is Alex Capitz. Runner from third will tag and come in and score. It's a sacrifice fly, an RBI for Cade Felch. It makes it 10-5 Evergreens. One out. Runners now on first and second. And Coach Dave Langben was going to come out and have a word with the home plate umpire. We will get a pinch hitter here for DC Everest. Zach Depke will hit his first AB of the day. Ten to 5. Evergreens doubling up the Warriors. Right-handed batter, Depke, who is a senior. We've seen him as a pinch runner, courtesy runner during the course of the game. Good pitch from Mushinski on the outer portion at the knees for a called strike 1. 0-1. Right-handed hitter. Runners off first and second. Long look as, again, Rowan Robbins going through his signs. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball gets away from the Wausau West catcher and goes through the door. On the third base side, there's a door that is open by the DC Everest dugout. The door was open and the ball went through. So runners advance to second and third. And again, the Warriors, this time will have the corner infielders pinching a little bit. But at this point, the middle infielders are not coming as deep as they did a few moments ago. Little check swing back to the pitcher. Mushinski will pick, look the runner back, now fire to first in time. Well done. Number 1, Mushinski did not rush it. He got to the ball, and then he grabbed it, looked the runner back, and then a good throw to first. 1-3 on the putout, and that's the second out of the inning. So second and third, 2 outs for Brody Hall, the Evergreen first baseman. Mushinski sets again up high. Kicks and deals. Breaking ball, low and outside for ball 1. Again, appreciate you joining us and choosing us to watch here today. Again, later tonight, check out WausauAreaSports.com for the complete rundown of the activities in area high school sports. As that pitch misses up high for ball 2. Again, that's WausauAreaSports.com, and then go to the Wausau Sports section. You can also go to our play-by-play schedule. You can see what we have up for the rest of the month of May in the regular season for our high school sports coverage. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch is low and away, knocked down by Rowan Robbins. Not far enough for the runner to advance. And the count 3-0. Should Brody Hall reach base? Top of the order for the Evergreens. And Hayden Grzinski on deck. The 3-0 pitch. Off the inside corner, and that's ball 4. So, bases are now loaded for DC Everest, and center fielder and leadoff man Hayden Grzinski coming to the plate. He grounded out to second base back in the first. He singled, scored a run in the second, reached on an error, scored a run in the fourth, and then popped up to the second baseman in the 5th. 10-5, DC Everest with the lead, bottom of the 6th inning. Right-handed batter settles in. Out of the stretch, Ben Mushinski fires. Fastball right on the outer portion of the plate for strike 1 called. The right-handed batter waits. Straightaway stance. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a big curveball. Slow curve that time from Ben Mushinski, waving at it and missing his Grzinski, and it's now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Low and outside, backhanded by Rowan Robbins. I'm trying to think. I got to look at some of the numbers this year, but boy, Rowan Robbins, I don't know how much he has not played catcher this year. I think he may have done it all here for the Warriors so far this campaign. 1-2. Just off the end of the bat, getting a piece of it, staying alive is Hayden Grzinski. Remains 1-2. But I think maybe, again, I don't have it in front of me, but would not be surprised if Rowan Robbins has played every inning for the Warriors behind the plate this season. 1-2. Good curveball. Blocking it is Rowan Robbins, and the count evens up at 2-2. If you're Ben Mushinski, this is as far as you want to go. Bases unloaded, nowhere to put the batter, so really don't want to go to a 3-ball count. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball left field. Right in his tracks. Coming in now is Alex Capitz, and he'll make the call, make the grab, and that is out number 3. So for the Evergreens in the 6th, they get 1 run. 1 run on a pair of base hits, and they leave the bases loaded. Heading to the 7th, last chance for the Warriors. They trail the Evergreens 10-5. This is Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage of Wausau West High School sports on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks for watching on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel, but we'd like to see you out and about supporting Wausau West student athletes in action. To see a listing of upcoming events at Wausau West High School, go to WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. That's WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage on Wausau. On Friday, the Wausau West High School softball team plays host to River Falls in a non-conference matchup. Watch all the action live on Wausau Area Sports, starting with the pregame show at 4:15 and the first pitch set for 4:30. Wausau West Warrior High School softball on Wausau Area Sports is brought to you by the Cloverville Credit Union. Since 1936, local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. Now open in Mosinee. Also brought to you by Rocket Industrial, the Wausau West Athletic Department, Weld Riley and Matthew Meyer, and Rib Mountain Financial Group and Tim Freiberg. It is Wausau West playing host to River Falls in high school softball. Friday, starting with the pregame show at 4:15, first pitch at 4:30 on your home for Wausau West Sports, Wausau Area Sports.
Last chance for the Warriors as they head to the plate, trailing DC Everest by a score of 10-5. Marcus Koenigs will get his first AB of the game. Carson Thurs on deck, and then Rowan Robbins. 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Wausau West. Left-handed batter settles in. Working his second inning, Maddox Wyro. He'll fire. Bunted into the air behind home plate off the screen, and that is a foul ball. No balls and 1 strike. Again, don't forget, you can always watch our games at your convenience by going to the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com, go to Wausau Area Sports, become a subscriber, and watch all the action of our previous broadcasts. Here's the pitch. Down low. Backhanded by Cole Van Slyke. Count evens up at 1-1. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Warriors. 10 runs, 15 hits for the Evergreens. Low and inside, and that's ball 2. 2-0 on Marcus Koenigs. Maddox Wyro sets. Fires, and there's a high pop-up behind home plate, and that will be over the top of the screen to our left, and a foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, base runners are what the Warriors need right now. Cannot get 5 in one swing of the bat. Wyro looks in towards Cole Van Slyke for the sign and the target. The right-hander kicks, deals. And there's a swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. First out of the inning, and that will bring up third baseman Carson Thurs. Carson Thurs has a single, and RBI is 1 for 3. Wyro's pitch is low and outside, scoots right to the backstop, and that's ball 1. Maddox Wyro has the target. 1-0. Fastball catches the outside corner for strike 1 called. Lights on here as we just passed the 8 o'clock hour here on this Thursday night. 1-1. Here's a flare down the right field side. There'll be a foul ball, and the count goes to 1-2. Even when it's chilly, even when it's in the 40s, it's still fun to be at the ballpark and see Wisconsin Valley Conference baseball. Ball and 2 strikes. There's a little roller. Off the mound is Wyro. It's going to be a tough play. He'll pick. He'll underhand to first and able to get thirds on a good play made by Wyro. So 2 outs now for the Warriors. And that will bring Rowan Robbins to the plate. Often on those kind of balls, there's a lot of English on it, and able to focus on it was Wyro and able to make a clean pick and then get it to first. Without a clean pick and a good throw, would not have got Carson Thurs at first. Two outs, nobody on base. Pitch is down low on a fastball for ball 1. Rowan Robbins walked his last time up. He's also flown out to center field twice. He is 0 for 2. One 0 pitch. And there's a high pop-up first base side. That will be out of play. Over the netting and I think just short of the street. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trying to close this one out for the Evergreens is Maddox Wyro. The right-hander sets at the belt. Here's the kick and the pitch. And that's in there, a hard breaking ball. Strike 2 called. Warriors down to their final strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, sets at the belt. Here's the kick and the pitch. Low and outside, backhanded by Cole Van Slyke. Count evens up at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch. Strike 3 called, as not liking that one was Rowan Robbins, but that will do it here today. Warriors go down in order in the 7th, and DC Everest completes a second win here today, defeating the Wausau West Warriors by a score of 10-5. We'll come back, have our post-game show coming up next. 10-5 Evergreens over the Warriors. This is Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports, and of course check us out online at wausauareasports.com.
Too early to start thinking boats. Once the season starts, you want to be ready. So, what's your boat? A boat for fishing? Boat for skiing? A pontoon boat for partying? Or are you thinking personal watercraft? Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union, the leader in financing fun. Great rates, great service, great fun. Local lenders lending local money. Quick and easy loan approval. It's the way financing should be. Stop in and visit with a CCU lender even before you hit the marina. CCU can set you up with a great rate financing approval, so when you find your boat, you're ready to float. The season's just too short not to enjoy every moment you can on the water. Check it out and stop in. Call or apply online at ccuwausau.com. Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union. We finance fun.
Rocket Industrial's mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com. Rocket Industrial's mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com.
The Weld Riley Law Firm of Wausau and attorney Matt Meyer is a supporter of high school sports coverage on Wausau area sports. Matt and the attorneys at Weld Riley have a wide range of practical knowledge and litigation experience, enabling their firm to offer an unparalleled breadth of services and depth of talent in Wisconsin. Matt can help you in finding a legal solution in civil litigation, family law, personal injury, and more. Contact Matt Meyer at Weld Riley Law Firm in Wausau. Thanks to Weld Riley and Matt Meyer for their support of high school sports coverage on Wausau area sports.
Chad Holmes again here from Simon Field at D.C. Everest Senior High School, where the D.C. Everest Evergreens have a good day today. They came in after losing to the Warriors on Tuesday 4-2, knowing that there were two wins out there. Of course, it wasn't a true doubleheader. We had the completion of a suspended game. Started in the top of the 8th inning. Warriors scored a run in the top of the 8th, took a 6-5 lead, but Everest came back in the bottom of the 8th, scored twice to win at 7-6. And here in the second game, Everest jumped out to a big early lead, saw the Warriors try to come back, but in the end, it is D.C. Everest 10, Wausau West 5. Aiden Haupt, 3 out of 4 with 3 runs batted in for D.C. Everest. Ty Rohde was 3 out of 4. Had a couple of RBIs as well for D.C. Everest. Cole Van Slyke had a pair of base hits and a couple of RBI for the Evergreens as well. Warriors, their damage was done all in the 5th inning. All their runs and all their hits came in the 5th. Joel Gravine had a big 2 RBI double off the fence in deep left field. Carson Thurs had an RBI single as well as part of that frame for Wausau West. But in the end, the one big inning was not enough, as Everest had 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, 4 runs in the 4th, 1 run in the 6th for their 10, the 5 runs in the top of the 5th for Wausau West. 10-5, the Warriors fall to the D.C. Everest Evergreens. So with the 2 victories today, D.C. Everest moves to 7-3 overall, and they are now 5-2 in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. Well, the Warriors are now 4-11 overall, and Wausau West drops to 2-7 in the league. Well, the Warriors will try to get back on the winning track tomorrow when they play host to Columbus Catholic at the Wausau West High School field. And we will not be with the Warrior baseball team because we'll be with the Warrior softball team tomorrow. Hopefully you can join us over at the Wausau West softball diamond tomorrow afternoon, as the Warriors will play host to River Falls in a non-conference game. And we'll be on the air at 4:15 for that one. And the first pitch will be set for 4:30. That's the Wausau West softball tomorrow afternoon right here on Wausau Area Sports. But here today, again, tough one in the opener, that suspended game. You get that run in the top of the 8th, you think, oh, there's a chance here to really get something going for the Warriors. They had won 2 games very impressively, took that 6-5 lead, but boy, you have to give credit to Everest coming back in the bottom of the 8th for those 2 runs to win it by a score of 7-6. And then here in the regularly scheduled game, D.C. Everest 10 and Wausau West 5. Other games in the Wisconsin Valley Conference today. Again, Stevens Point defeated Wausau East by a score of 7-1. So that means that the Stevens Point Panthers are now 6-1 in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. In fact, the Warriors' next conference games will be against Stevens Point next week on Tuesday night. They'll be in Stevens Point, and then on Thursday, late afternoon, they'll be hosting Stevens Point. So, again, it won't get any easier in the conference next week for the Warriors, again, taking on the Spash Panthers. The other game saw Wisconsin Rapids beat Marshfield for the second time this week. Rapids had beaten the Marshfield Tigers by a score of 2-1 on Tuesday, and today they win a high-scoring affair, knocking off the Marshfield Tigers 11-7. So again, Rapids 11 and Marshfield 7. So when you look at the conference standings at the end of play today, you have Stevens Point at 6-1. You have D.C. Everest now in second place at 5-2. Marshfield is 6-3. Wisconsin Rapids 5-4. Wausau West 2-7, and Wausau East is 1-8. Thanks to all of our sponsors, without whose help we could not bring you Wausau West Warrior High School baseball right here on Wausau Area Sports. Again, I remind you that coming up later this evening, check us out because we will have a complete wrap-up of this game. The other games involving Wausau area high school baseball and softball as well on our Wausau Sports section of WausauAreaSports.com. But thanks to you for joining us. Thanks to our sponsors. And again, hopefully you can join us again soon. And again, if you have not already done so, please hit that subscribe button at youtube.com and our Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. So again, here today in the suspended game, it was DC Everest 7, Wausau West 6 in 8 innings. And in the regularly scheduled game, it is the Evergreens defeating the Warriors by a score of 10-5. I am Chad Holmes from Simon Field at DC Everest, and this has been Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on your home for Wausau West Sports, Wausau Area Sports.
This has been Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports. Warrior Baseball has been brought to you by the Cloverbelt Credit Union since 1936. Local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. Also brought to you by Rocket Industrial, the Wausau West Warrior Diamond Club, the Wausau West Athletic Department, the Weld Riley Law Firm and attorney Matt Meyer. And don't forget, for the latest high school sports news, upcoming broadcast schedule, and more, go to WausauAreaSports.com. This has been Warrior Baseball on your home for Wausau West Sports, Wausau Area Sports.